fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
My mother always raised me to operate on respect. I learned to stay calm, people's ignorance I deflect. It's okay to be wrong, I'm not always correct. I have to obtain patience, my balance is key. It's very important to balance out my chi. God and Satan, good and evil, reside in me. When it comes to the Bible, they speak allegorically. God is the energetic source, and you are the temple. For the soul to experience the physical, your flesh is the rental. As I look within and speak to my higher self, while people look outward for saviors and help. The throne of God is within your skull, under your scalp. The pineal gland is a crystallized beacon. Your voice ejects sound, your eyes project what you're seeking. Your spine emits electricity, same as a Tesla coil. We can use Earth's energies that we kill over oil. All those foreign entities that occupying our soil. The Committee of 300 to stabilize our country, keeping us in debt, slaving for valueless money. It's called freedom, cause if you think you're free, you a dummy. We need a revolution while we live in revelation. Monsanto sprays pesticides on crops and vegetation. Pay attention to the grips and symbolism of the Masons. Donald Trump's a dark magician who tricked the entire nation. While the police extort, harass, and collect. They say they protect and serve for the one world global net. The real terrorists broadcast on your TV set, convincing the masses that there is some outer threat. Falling for the okie doke, later you will regret. The all-seeing eye cameras never blink or miss a step. We live on a battleground between heaven and hell. Always watch what you speak, cause when you speak you cast spells. There was cymatic healing from the sound of bells. Look at the elite, they worship L's light. Warlocks and wishes, they gather at midnight. Warming up for 3 a.m. the blood ritualistic type. People are so lost, they vote for their oppressor. When people stand the ground, we're called the aggressor. I stick to my plan to accomplish my endeavor. It's the calm before the storm and then heads will sever. Fuck the government.
I'm the cook, I'm the cook.
Keep an arsenal, yeah, my gun is remarkable. Busting shots at the cardinal, now they calling inaudible. Killing all of them, evil people, intolerable. Didn't mean to start your blast, turn the particle. My apocrypha, summon my inner Asura. Unlocking my chakra, flipping over your Akira. And I'm accurate, sniper rifle was damaging. Blast as fast as Assassin's, cause his ass was a pacifist. Yes, I mastered this, leave you frozen like mannequins. Now the masses is panicking, turning evil like Anakin. Call the coroner, aftermath of a warrior. Whooping your ass like Morpheus, kill streak was so glorious. I'm the pinnacle, grind your ass in the minerals. No need for subliminals, government is the criminals. I'm the general, revolution the miracle. The code is ripping, that's unpredictable. Motherfucker.
Those weapons of mass destruction gotta be somewhere.
On the world stage, pushing weapons of mass destruction. The only weapon is the voice speaking mass deception. CGI planes inserted on 9/11. The Patriot Act inserted, all rights have been suspended. Black magic magicians with malicious intentions keep casting your votes for puppets pre-selected. Pre-planned pandemic with experimental injections. Contractual consent keeps farm under full protection. FDA allows cancerous dyes to pass inspection. It's $1 trillion profit, keeping us in sickness. Hypocrites under Hippocratic oath is so sickening. Speaking food for thought, using my freedom to express. Until I strike a nerve, then I'm censored, I digress. Elite created the rules and board on this game of chess. Israel pulls the strings, I'm not surprised or impressed. I'm just buying time until it's time to suppress the noise with the silence, so we sentence you to death. Convicted of treason, I let the gallows do the rest.
The decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq.
All right. Let's see. I'm working on a lot of music, so I got some other stuff in the works, a couple more songs. I'm waiting for Hurricane. He's just been working a lot, so What's up, Minta Kazoo? Peace Candy. So I heard there's a list that's gonna go out. I don't know how true it is, but for people against the data centers will be called a terrorist, a terroristic threat. Isn't that funny, huh? I say we burn those motherfuckers down. Put me on the list. Give a fuck about no list. Just because somebody doesn't agree with something, we're terrorists. You got fucking politicians eating children and shit and molesting women. And they're talking about terrorists. The fuck? Legally extorting us for tax money, but we're the terrorists. Man, these politicians are funny people, man. I found a new map that has the Patagonian tribes on it. Man, this is a nice map. It shows America back in, I think this 1600s. I've seen a lot of maps. I'm surprised I didn't come across this one. It looks so much better on a big screen. All right, where was I? Hey, don't tell me I fucking, oh, phew. You could order these maps. How much they want for this one? Oh, that's a 1673 map. Oh, wait. 950 grand. These people are bogging. For a wall map, you want 950 grand. These people are on crack cocaine. This one's $140,000. What's wrong with these people? This can't be true. 32 grand for a fucking drawing? Yeah, okay. These people are on drugs. Oh, wait. So how's everybody's day? I gotta look into this list. It was on that guy's channel. He was talking about it that you told me about, Candy. I think he's a Mason. Not that that matters, but
Not all Masons are bad people, unfortunately. Some are lost. Aren't we all? I think it's wild that some people are losing their homes because of these data centers. Um this shit's crazy, man. These Peter Thiel and these guys, man, these motherfuckers, man, are something else. What the fuck? Do. I guess when you have a lot of money, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And then, you know, like looking in Canada, yo, you can just say somebody needs mental help and they could pull you over and take you away. I'd shoot one of those motherfuckers. Canadians need to grow up here, man. Canada's looking terrible. And that's what it's gonna take, yo. I hate to say it. All these years we bow down to these people, man, and that's why they just keep stepping all over everybody. That's the bully tactic. That's why they militarize the police to do exactly what they're doing. Excuse me. What? Dude, what the fuck? No, no, no. Oh my god. Alright, I'm fucking up. I'm trying to get this map, and I keep fucking up. Yo, what the fuck? What did I do? Oh, oopsie. Anyway, see the chat. Trying to do two things at once. What happened? On a piece of Chilster Deluxe. Huh. Fuck that list. I wipe my ass with that list. You know, I ain't even gonna say too much. But all you need's a hacksaw, a paintball gun, and a pair of wire cutters, and a screw gun, a backpack, a mask, some gloves, cover your arms, your legs, make sure no tattoos are visible, and walk differently. That's all I'm gonna say. You could literally go on the internet and find the exact position. First, you apply the paintball gun. Bing bong. You might need 3 or 4 people. If there's more than one, you got to hit all of them at the same time. We're talking about cutting trees down. And then from that point on, do you know these fucking towers? This guy was showing what's on these towers, and he had like a thing that reads. I mean, these towers are fucking dangerous. I seen one tower in the center of a neighborhood, and that thing was going off. This is wild. And things are pointed to the ground. Those are weapons, military weapons. People think they're cell towers. We're being duped, man. Every time I take the bus, there's at least 5 of them fucking things on the way. Them huge towers with thousands of them fucking things on it. Those are weapons, man. Ain't no fucking cell tower. You get and those things go for like 3 miles, so he was saying. That's fucking crazy, man. Like what if we had like 10 million people? There would never be that many because most people are fast asleep. They're like sleepwalking into walls and shit. But anyway, what would they do if people just started rising up and cutting them shits down and saying, fuck this? This shit ain't no joke, man. Like people think life's gonna be hunky dory in a digital prison. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Those devices could pick up your talking, and they don't just read license plates. They scan your entire car for certain things, like dings and dents and bumper stickers. They record how you walk. They look for tattoos. They can hear your voice. They can record your conversations with that shit. It's fucking insane. And people complain about somebody recording them. That's why it blows my mind when people are crying that someone's recording them. I'm like, that's the least of your worries. Huh. You worried about some guy with a fucking cell phone recording you? That's how you know people are just in la la land. We're at fucking war, and people don't even realize it. What was the name of that Kill Army album? Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. It's a book too. You know, and if people started doing that, they're no more criminal than the people putting them things up. Like Peter Thiel, I forgot the other guy's name, and Tesla, what's his name? Fuck their names, but those dudes are bugged out in the head. Yeah, we're the Walking Dead. Not all of us, that's for sure. Like, even if we get graphene in our bloodstream, I was looking into it, it's a binding when electromagnetic waves, when it's in your bloodstream and electromagnetic waves hit it, it binds together like a highway. That's some serious shit, man. Like these people we're literally under an experiment. These people are bugged out. They need to be executed. I don't give a fuck. Listen to that. Put that on the list. These people don't scare me. What can they do? Kill me? The fuck? I'm already dead. If they're spraying graphene and all these metals, what the fuck? I'm already halfway there. Ottoman Turkish language. You know, the youth kill me too, man. Like, you know, they they'll gun each other down all day long. If they only knew their neighbor isn't their enemy. Last time I remember in the 90s, it wasn't about a lot of these organizations were created to protect neighborhoods. Now, the newer generations took over and literally are about killing each other. That's never why they were started. If people know the true knowledge of a lot of these organizations, like the Latin Kings, um, I don't know, well, and the Crips and Bloods in California. I don't know about all them other Crips and Bloods in other states, but I know California. Those were created from families and neighborhoods. When created to fight the crooked police and to protect their neighborhood. But nowadays, the younger generation is so blind and dumb because they didn't have a father at home to whip their ass. Or their mothers don't whip their ass neither. They need a nice ass whooping. Those things always work. You know, there's nothing wrong with an ass whooping. I'm not saying beat your child into oblivion. You know, my mother used to spank me with a brush. She wasn't beating me. It damn set me straight. Next time I would go to fuck up, I'll think about that brush hitting my ass. What's up, Marlene? That's Marlene? Mars Bar. Maureen. Marlene. I don't know. So many names I gotta remember. Did I get it right? I know it's one of the two. I think. I hope so. Man, it's so difficult. I got another nice map, but you know, when you go to download these maps, they give you a shitty version. It's hard to find a good pixelized version sometimes. Let me see. Arlene, see, I knew I was right. And I'm not, well, in one of my new rhymes, I said I'm not a teacher. No, I'm not here to teach people. I'm just clearly speaking of my observations. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a teacher. What? This is terrible, man. What the fuck? Um, Hold on, everyone. Sorry. Let's see. No, it work. All right. My bad. It's done. Yaz. My mother used to call me Chaz. That's funny. Gramer9 said I'm lonely. Graham 9? I don't know. I always get that wrong. Shoot, I need to find me a woman that could cook. Hmm. All the girlfriends I ever had, I had one that could cook really good. See, in this old map right here, there's all these islands outside the coast of Connecticut in the East Coast here in the Atlantic Ocean, but these islands are not on today's map. The Bermuda is. There's an island called Santana, Arredonda. I can't say these other names, but anyway. Oh. Man, I was looking at some of these old maps, and it's shocking that Mexico was so huge, and the president calls them immigrants. You know, maybe today they are, but even Louisiana, it's showing a lot of Louisiana. Even Florida was Louisiana. That's crazy. That's what this is saying. Well, it was still Florida. It was a lot of Florida. Maybe it was part of the um what's this right here? Wow, wait a minute. Canada. Why is Canada coming? Oh, okay. Where's California? Oh, it's not going out that far. Is that the police? You heard that? Maybe you guys couldn't hear it. Sounds like cops on the radio. That would be crazy if that was at my house. We heard your live stream. You are under arrest. So that would be crazy. I'd be like, you're gonna arrest me, but you won't arrest no fucking child molesters. Foreign or domestic. Yeah, Trump's a piece of shit. I seen this short video. Some guy, he was at a band. It's some band that was playing, and the guy was in the crowd, and the band leader was yelling at some guy, and he's like talking to him about, you don't understand my lyrics. He said, do I think Trump's the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth? He's basically saying Trump's the biggest piece of shit. And he told the guy he ain't gonna sign his albums. He's like, next time you're in Vegas, stay home. That's crazy. Imagine you go to a concert and that's your favorite band and you get shitted on by the band leader. That's funny. Yeah, Canada's wild, man. I don't think I would ever want to visit Canada. Nope. It would be like, we think you need an evaluation. That's wild, man. They could just kidnap you, and then they'll probably stick you with all types of fucking who knows what. They'll just inject you with. I think they're gonna start opening insane asylums again. People that speak out, because I think that's what the old asylums were for. Who's a mod? Oh. I wonder why they didn't put the Shinnecock tribe. Manhattan. They never have. I can never find a map with their name. They got a star fort right here in Manhattan. But why don't Connecticut have their star forts? They got two of them. There's a tribe called the Kanatcock. Kanatcock. Maybe that's where they get Connecticut from. It's pretty close. The tribe's called Kanatcock, I swear, but it's spelled Kock. Conittecock, Kanatcock. I'm from Kanatcock. And then there's a tribe called the Moricans. I wonder if those are the Moors. The Moricans. These are Connecticut tribes. What's this? The Siwanois, the Pachami, the Weke. These names are crazy. Oh, what's good, Hurricane? Now I found out what type of animal that was, where the vultures were eating it. I had to look it up because these animals have little brown hands. They look like little leather hands. They're groundhogs. So yesterday when I was walking home, I was walking by where I knew it was a mother because how big she was. I tried to kick her over in my boot to see if there's babies. I didn't know if they had a pouch or not. So I'm walking home yesterday, and what do I know? There's two little baby groundhogs. I just so happened to glance to my right, and they were running back under the porch. If I had a bag of Doritos, I would have fed them. But today, I walked by there, and I tried to look under the porch, but the hole they go in is so little. I think they were looking for their mother, waiting for her to come back. And I hope no one called fucking animal control because all they do is put them to sleep or displace them. I don't know. Maybe it kind of could be good if we get them away from the vultures, man, because these vultures are always circling around these neighborhoods. I always see them every day. And that's who's killing the rabbits, and I would see them dead in the road is the vultures. I always thought they were hawks or eagles because their wingspan so big. They're fucking vultures. Who had vultures? Where the fuck do these vultures come from? Like, I don't know. There used to be a vulture at this McDonald's in Berlin. It was the first time I ever seen a turkey vulture up close. People would feed it French fries, so it would come back. That thing was hooked on those French fries. I dropped a song, Hurricane. Let me know what you think of it. It's just a little Scooby snack. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of Scooby snacks. Packy street shitters. Damn, sheep fuckers. Yeah, I heard about them, yo. That's wild, bro. They're the ones who created the goat men. Oh, man. Oh man, I gotta get some herb. I haven't smoked herb in mad long. Man, the Tigers have been getting their ass whooped, yo. Oh, I never even dropped the link. Man, what the fuck? So the Red Sox, they suck. Red Sox pitching sucks. Sports is all rigged anyway. How much you want to bet for basketball? OKC will win it again. Even though technically the Spurs should have beat them. Tomorrow is the Spurs. They're in Oklahoma City. According to Gematria, OKC is going to win 3 in a row. And I know OKC is going to win again because SGC won another MVP, and it should have went to the dude from the Spurs. He got cheated out of his MVP. That dude, SGC, whoever the fuck it is, he ain't even that good this year, and he still got an MVP. In the 90s, I don't think sports was as rigged as now. Now that gambling's legal, it's all rigged. They got magnetic rims. Like, think about it. Even when Jordan was playing and Pippen and all them, the scores to these games weren't this high, and people actually missed. These people never miss anymore. I rarely see them miss shots. Nobody's that good. Well, maybe a few people could if you practice a lot, but still. Like, what's his name from the Warriors? He would throw up the craziest shots and they would go in. He would just lob it up. Maybe he was doing that on purpose to try to show people that there's magnets. Even LeBron said, they interviewed him. He said it's those rims. Yeah, they do the point differences. I used to gamble in prison. We used to put up like soups and tunas and stuff. But I was smart. I told the guy who ran the books, I said, I'm not doing the point spread because they're designed for the bookie to win. I said, but I'll go straight up with you. We'll pick every team and we'll go head up. Whoever wins the most wins. And he was like, all right. And I used to just go head up at all the games. That point system, I ain't falling for that shit. He used to have the sheets. 3 TVs. He was locked in. Yeah, back in the days, gambling was big, especially with the Italians. And in New York, too, they would run numbers. Yeah, you don't pay the bookie, they'll turn your kneecaps to cookies. They crumble your knees. Lev Kung Fu Shaolin. I like that name. I always wanted to go to Shaolin. Not Wu-Tang Shaolin in Staten Island. I'm talking about the real Shaolin. I love those old Kung Fu movies, man. What? I binged watched like 300 of those movies. My favorite one is The Wandering Monk, and I think it's 36 Chambers. I always forget the dude's name, man. He's one of my favorite kung fu actors. He played in the 36 Chambers. Now I gotta look it up. It's gonna drive me nuts. I know it starts with a L. Gordon Liu. Gordon Liu is one of my favorite actors, man. He's nice. Who's a Wu-Tang fan here? Probably not many. But I still do. I listen to the Gravediggers, and I always wanted a pair of bangs like the RZA had. He said he had a dream that he was kidnapped by vampires, and they put him in a bag and threw him to the ladies. And he said in his dream he had metal fangs. What kind of reminds me of like that dude Jaws from James Bond. But yeah, I always wanted a pair of gold fangs. Mr. Miyagi. What time is it? 2 o'clock? It's funny when you watch when I watch MMA versus Kung Fu. Of course MMA is gonna beat Kung Fu. You're fucking choking people out and grappling. Kung Fu isn't made to be grappling on the ground. I would like to see when these MMA people fight Kung Fu style head up with the masters. Then that's fair game. But when you got a Kung Fu dude that don't know MMA fighting in MMA, of course the MMA is gonna win. The fuck? Like in the Kung Fu movies when this cat would be paralyzing people with the what was it called? The finger of death and shit. I know for sure that ain't real, but it still looks dope in the movie. But I know there's pressure points. I think there's 36 pressure points, or no, there's 108 pressure points and 36 are fatal. There were 108 pressure points, 36 are fatal, and the remainder is paralyzing. the death touch works in hours when the chi is regulating the heart. Chi energy is real. It's in your bloodstream. It's all in the breath work and concentration. I seen this guy, man. This China, I think he was in China, and he was fucking punching these thick steel pipes and bending them. I was like, damn. It just looked like it would hurt if someone just tried it for the first time, break your fucking hand. And then he was hitting it. He was kicking it too with his shin. Oh man, my shin would have shattered. Probably takes a long, long time of kicking to strengthen your shins. It's fucking hot today. Man, I'm not going live today for no fucking 4 or 5 hours. Fuck that. Hmm. Shit, you could punch someone in the throat. You'll demobilize them quick. When we were younger, we used to hit some. You'd open your hand and hit them with the side right in their throat. It would be like, protect your neck. Wow, we'd catch people off guard. I mean, when you hit someone like, because they caught me a few times. And yeah, if you hit someone in the Adam's apple, oh man, I got caught a few times. First it hurts very bad, and you catch your, I don't know, it's very especially when you're caught off guard. Yeah, I expected not many people to come because I went live late. Now I see why Dom, he's very careful at what he says on the internet because of what Canada's turning into, yo. They could just snatch you up and say you're cuckoo. Oh, you're talking against the government? I would have dipped. Anyone see the video? I think Brian played it. I would have pulled off on him. I'm crazy like that. I would have been like, psych. He even told the guy, he's like, how about I make an appointment? And the guy was like, nope, you might not show up. Yo, this world is so fucked, man. For them to be able to pull you over and declare you, they even said they called this family. Like, yo, that's what I mean, man. You give the government an inch. You know how people tell you, oh, it's better to just cooperate. Don't stand for your rights. Just cooperate. It's easier. Now look. Yeah. Just cooperate. Now look. You you give them an inch and they'll take 80 miles on you. Like IDs have turned into crack cocaine. And I don't know why they're so crazy about IDs because the cameras literally scan your face. If you have an account on anything on the internet, your information is gonna come up on these cameras. People say we're going to be like China, we already are. That's why I said in my rhyme, they're always talking about some outside threat. There is no outside threat. The threat is in your face telling you there's an outside threat. They just want to keep people in fear to their excuse is they got to keep up with China. So I advise people go look how many data centers we have already. I think it's probably at 4,000. That's insane. That means there's like 2 to 3 data centers, or maybe 4 or 5 to each state. And if I'm not mistaken, like I said before, China only has like 300 and something. And China's way bigger than our country. This Palantir and is it Zuckerberg and the other guy, the Tesla dude, what's his name? I always forget his fucking name. Anyway, and there's one more guy, that Jew. You could tell he's a Jew because he got that beak. Yeah, Jewish people are on the rise. There's a lot of them on YouTube flaunting their flag, and these Zionist psychos are really showing their strength right now. I think Wayne might be right, where these people are German and they're traitors. Now they're Jews. But it's confusing because these Jews have blue eyes, brown hair, and they don't even look like Germans. Some of them look deformed. Especially the ones in New York that have the bungee cords on the side of their head. And they got a tampon on the back of their head, or whatever the fuck that thing is. It ain't a tampon. What do you call those pads women use? That's what they got on their head. That's what I'm saying, man. People just comply. Like, that's why I miss the 90s. Like I said, they didn't try to pull that shit in the 90s, man. Because motherfuckers would have came to the table. Especially with the Latin Kings are on the rise. And people would come to the table. You could get the Spanish, the whites, and the blacks to come sit down together. Now, I don't know. People would have definitely came together back then. Now, everyone's against each other. Yeah, I'm about to fight them. What is that called? Unorthodox style. I hit him with a southpaw. Bing bong. You know, they'll call me anti-Semitic, but they're the hateful people. You know, it's like they can shit on you and call you goyim and you're not chosen, this and that. But as soon as you stand your ground and say something back, it's your fault. You're like the bad guy. Huh. These people are loony, man. They have lost their fucking noodle. They're the ones genociding people. And the Jewish people run most of these corporations that are poisoning us, but we're the problem. We live in a crazy world. What's up, Tommy? What were those people telling me? Damn, I forgot that video I watched. Pilgrims. Damn, I forgot what they were called. Anyway, that was a good video. It was very informing. And it's odd that my grandfather was Polish, I think, right? I don't think he was. He was Polish, and my grandmother's 100% German. That was odd back in them days for them two to be together. Yeah, you're right. Humans are the problem. We disrespect the animals. You know, you got scientists creating ticks, and they just release billions of them. And you know, those evil people are the problem, and they should be genocided. They're parasites. They probably have no soul. They could be the fallen angels or whatever you want to call them. This guy does a good job at showing how long these people have been living, how they play different characters. And the only reason I know it's not bullshit is because he shows the scars that line up with each character on their face. Like Tom Brady was that dude with the butt chin. He was an actor. Oh, I forgot his name. I used to watch the show with my grandpa. Dick something. Hold on, let me look the show up. Dick, what was his name? Damn, there's only one actor that had a butt chin. Let me see if I Google actor with butt chin if it'll come up.
Hey, Charles.
I'll be funny if it does.
Butchin. What movies were he in?
Nope, it don't. It don't come up. Fuck. Nope. Oh well, I tried. Oh. Do. Nope. I don't know. Anyway. What's up, Mr. Shaolin?
Hey, Charles. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, sound.
Dick Van Dyke. I think that's his name. Dick Slammer? Dick Van Dyke? I think. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. I think that's him. Yup, it is. That's the butt chin dude, Dick Van Dyke. I think. Am I bugging? No, it's not him. Anyway, he played on the shows from around that era. I'll figure it out for next time. Hold on. Maybe I got the video and I could play it. I think I still have that video up. Yeah, I do. Hold on. I'll play it real quick. And peace to... Hold on. What's this guy's name? Max... That ain't Max Vision, is it? No.
No, it's maxed out.
Maxed out?
Yeah.
That's my bank account. Maxed out. All right, I got this video. This guy, he does a good job at lining. I don't know if they're fallen angels or what. I personally think they have technology that slows down aging. And that's what they had in the Bible, like Methuselah and all these people. They probably had the oscillators and stuff, but check this out.
Personal opinion, no, that isn't a mask. They just want you stuck on that level of truth, because if it was a mask, it wouldn't account for why his eyes changed colors from red to green back and forth 5 different times. Now they're
I don't
starting
see
some
it.
narratives
Red
that
to
they want
green.
you to
I
believe, my
haven't
friends,
seen it
and
change
well,
yet.
I'm going to explain it so you have a better grasp on what actual truth is instead of the nonsense they feed you. And first, yeah, they wear masks. They have been a long time, and I showed this for years, but they want you stuck at that level of truth,
It's
like
Jim
I
Carrey.
was for a little while. They make it obvious, so you get stuck there. Oh, and it was Jim Carrey playing Joe Biden. Don't believe me? Well, do you remember the time that JB fell going up the stairs to Air Force One? How interesting. How very interesting. And I'm going to let you watch the rest of this and other nonsense like this guy promotes.
Have been all around the entire world cloaked. Multiple places
Yeah,
that
this
I've seen
guy
the
is
video.
funny.
So there is apparently a council of 26, and there are the council of 5, which will be making their human presence known very soon to help us basically get through every bit of
See, people always
craziness
are
that's
looking
been
for an
happening in our
outside
world right now.
source to help us.
See,
We're
his
the saviors,
nonsense.
man. People
And
are
this
bugged out.
nonsense. And this, 10 people tied to sensitive U.S. research surrounding UFOs and anti-gravity. Yeah, they're disappearing and unaliving themselves. It's all nonsense. It's all interconnected, my friends. Can you connect the dots? Can you see what's going on? Oh yeah, 10 individuals connected to U.S. nuclear and aerospace research. Yeah, they're just taking out these guys connected who are going to be whistleblowers. It's nonsense. They're setting up a narrative for you. A narrative where Google itself, the biggest liar, is lying yet again and will tell you there's 4 different types of aliens described by ufologists. And these 4, the Greys, the Nordics, the Reptilians, and the Insectoids, well, there are going to be some good guys in that group, and they're going to come and save the day. Except when you know that stars aren't burning balls of gas quintillions of miles away, but just points of light very close that kind of look like a pool light shimmering in water. Well, it quickly crumbles down their narrative of space aliens
why
coming
they have a
from
group
other
called the
galaxies
1,000
because
Points of
other
Light.
galaxies don't exist. But they want you to think they do because there is something here with us, all right, and they've always been here, but it's not aliens. Well, do you ever notice how there are 4 different types of angels, too? There's a war going on, my friends, but it's not against aliens. It's against angels. The fallen variety, of course. Oh, and if you don't believe me, well, you should spend some time on my page from the last few months because it's all of them. It's all of them. But of course, all this
Trump
for
is Elvis,
entertainment
though.
purposes.
Trump's always
That's
on
definitely a
Elvis
mask, and they
nutsack.
definitely took him out because he knew sensitive information about UFOs. Entertainment only. They are not who you think they are. And they have been here a lot longer to be other known actors, stars. If you can't see that Kramer used to literally be Dean Martin, well then you should probably get your eyes checked. You really think Taylor Swift just
he does look
resembles
like
the
him.
Church of Satan's Zena LaVey that much? No. Her. Do you really think Hugh Jackman just resembles country singer who died at age 33, Keith Whitley, that much? No. They're the same entity. They're not human. They're fallen angels who have been here all along. That's Rudolph Steiner, Hugh Jackman. That's Dale Earnhardt, who supposedly hit a wall, and that's Morgan Wall in. I don't just speculate on this. I don't just mash faces together and say they're the same. I provide evidence. Evidence like Morgan Walling having a gaping scar under his right eye. Kind of like, exactly like Dale Earnhardt, who hit a wall. Morgan Wallen, they're mocking you, and I'm trying to help you. And it's all of them, even your heroes like Tom Brady with the exact same butt chin as I Dream of Jeannie star Larry Hagman, the exact same lips and nose and forehead wrinkles and hairline, but it's not just the symmetry, folks. I don't speculate. I prove that even though they can shapeshift, their markings, their scars, their physical markings remain the same.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Same, kind of like these two and those two on Larry Hagman and Tom Brady. And they always tell us. Julian, you're getting a fucking reality.
In the last video, I showed you who the Watchers are. In this one, I'm going to show you the missing link the church kept hidden for 5,500 years.
I just wanted to show that beginning part.
Yeah, I've seen that guy before.
He does a good job. I got to give him that. And the scars is telling. When he lines the scars up, that to me, that's super evidence. He does a really good job. I've always wondered how these people don't age.
I think it might be a bit of a stretch. I mean, the woman that looks like Taylor Swift, I think, is still alive, right?
That's what he's saying. That he was saying that somehow they make the people die. I don't know how they age them. Maybe they would use masks to make them look like they're getting older or whatever. And then when they die and generations later, when people forget about them, they'll bring them back out, these characters, but as somebody else. I don't know about fallen angels.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's factual, but it's a possibility. Where did they fall from?
Yeah, I think it gets a little religious at that point. Like if we look at it from just realistic stuff that we can see.
I think it's technology, and their diet is different. You know, that you stay healthy and you know a lot about the human body and what your body needs. Like, you know, as far as like mushrooms, and our human body is more plant-based than meat eating and all that. And then the chemicals they put in these meats and the processed garbage, it should kill you fast. Like, I could remember copper pipes in the basement. And when you find out copper pipes charge water, and then you got to factor in the fluoride and the chemicals they put in, they kill our water. There's no nutrition in this water whatsoever. It's like dead water. These people are killing us with the water, the food, the medication, the air.
It's like we're on a farm and we're being bred.
That's what I think. If who knows what they do in these laboratories and underground. They got underground cities for sure. I had a map that shows Hades as an underground city at the depths of hell. And that movie, Lord of the Rings, when they go underground. And then the whole Lord of the Rings, that's Saturn worship too.
Yeah,
they worship Saturn. Like, even look at the heliocentric model. If you take the sun, that would be the planet Saturn. I'm just saying, for symbolically. And then all the planets that go around the sun in the rings, that's the rings of Saturn. That's Saturn worship, the way they got it set up. Their false fucking model. I used to look at that stupid globe in school when I was younger and be like, something ain't adding up.
School is meant to destroy any type of free thinking there is.
I used to be like, that don't make no sense. We're going upside down, and then they teach you. You don't even know you're going upside down. I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here. And like, if you look up flat Earth, one day I just did it for the hell of it. And the models that they show are fucking hilarious, man. Like, this. And it's meant purposely to distract people. They just show you a bunch of phony ass models floating through space, you know. I used to be a flat earther. I don't really put a label on it no more. I just know one thing. There's no curvature, and we're sure as fuck not moving on the planet. Now, as far as everything else, I don't know if there's outer lands or what's at the end or anything. I can just speculate at this point. But it would be nice, you know. I've always wanted to travel. It reminds me of that movie, Truman Show, when the little boy says he wants to be an explorer like Magellan, and she pulls the map down, and she's like, "Sorry, everything's been explored already."
Yeah. No, there's definitely more land. I think flat earthers are more like a religion.
Yeah, because they tie religion into it. They'll question everything but the Bible.
Yeah,
And the Bible's been rewritten so many times. That book was written for King James. There's so much taken out.
Well, it might be a psyop. My co-host believes in that, and we you know, we're open-minded enough to say, all right, that's what you want to believe. It's not a fact, and I don't think trying to debate the shape of the earth is helping. It's not as important as food, shelter, clothing, understanding, like you said, how we have to protect ourselves from what they're doing as far as just the basic resources. So I see flat earth, shape of the earth, religion might have a few clues, but it's really a form of mind control. Evolution is basically a form of religion as well, because this didn't happen by chance. And people will try to immediately say, well, oh, what are you, a Christian or something like that? And I'm like, no, I can think for myself, unlike a person who believes in evolution or in a deity-based religion as that being an all good thing. I'm not saying that things can't be more powerful and higher than us, and just the way we are much more different from an ant. You know, there definitely has to be things that go up in increments. But I do see a lot of psyops. Anything you can't question, psyop. You know, they don't want people thinking to say, well, you know, one person was getting a psychosis from the state, and I tried to talk to him on his show, but he gets very defensive, and you know, I didn't get a chance to explain it to him. I had to go, and I said, you know, you think that the state is, you know, they make laws to hold you back, but the only way those laws are enforced is one, through fear, but also you obeying it. You know, especially when they get into, well, I can't, you know, they can't do certain things. I'm like, well, you can, it just would be breaking the law. So when you look at that, you say it's a form of mind control, which is, it's a fiction, a law created by somebody else who's in a fake position, like the Wizard of Oz, who is called an authority, which stands inside of another fake creation, which is government. You know, it's all a mind game to think that this guy has the right to, you know, he's smart enough to tell you what to do and to make decisions on polluting the planet. And I mean, it's just, it's insanity when you look at it.
That's what the God in the Bible reminds me of, is the government.
Yeah, it is. It's another form of government. It's another thing. It's just all dudes too. I mean, I'm like, where are the women? You know, and we see.
See, you thinking like me. When I was younger, I used to tell my mother, "Where's the women, man? What's this Trinity with 3 men? What's going on here?"
Exactly. And then you look at society. I had said this a few years ago on a different channel I had. I said, I don't think the majority of men are hetero. And it started to come to pass. You know, I said, look, all of these guys, Andrew Tate and all of them that try to be all tough, all have been exposed for being in the closet. And it's nothing against somebody if that's their orientation or their decision. But when they try to deceive people as if they're straight,
that's their objective.
Yeah, you know, they're really, like, you're looking at a group of people that are really untrustworthy. And the more you look, the deeper it gets, man. I wouldn't, like, when you showed Taylor Swift, I wouldn't even think, I don't think Taylor Swift is a woman. You know, the more you look at it, you see the Adam's apple, and if it's got an apple, it's got a banana.
That's why the president's wife is called a lady, the first lady. And one day I said, the lady boys.
Yep.
I was like, what's a
Oh,
lady? I
every
thought of
single.
Philippines, a lady boy.
Mm-hmm. Every single first lady, straight boy. And people get mad when people talk about that. So that's like a red flag to say, okay, why is this person getting angry? Why couldn't they just think about it and say, well, I don't think that's true, or, you know, it's possible. No, they get angry. The anger is
They're blindly defending, and they don't even realize it.
Yep.
That's what the system's designed to do. You know, these people, if you try to like tell them that, you know, say the truth about Trump, people get butthurt. You know, they defend Trump.
Yeah, real. That's where you see the mind control on 100. There's no politician that's trustworthy, especially Trump, and none of his wives, so-called, I think, were women. I mean, this is a monster. And the fact that people, I seen a picture with somebody with a shirt that said he doesn't care that if Trump's a PDF file. And I was like, well, the majority of supporters of him are PDF. I mean, his spiritual advisor.
That's wild that someone would say that, man. That says a lot about that person. Fuck.
Exactly. Wear a t-shirt. They're wearing a t-shirt that says it. I mean, they selling t-shirts like that. And people are wearing them. His spiritual advisor, Robert Morris, got 4 years for raping a 12-year-old, got out in 6 months. You know, these are, for somebody to be that close, you know,
that's
I don't
crazy.
even call.
6 months. I did 2 years for a violation of probation. Well, I had 2 cases. But still, they ran them concurrent. But still, because I had 2 years in 2 different cities. But I did for smoking weed, and I violated and stuff. And this guy raped, and he only got 6 months. What the fuck? That's wild. A lot of these judges too, man, be doing shit behind the scenes. A few of them have gotten caught. And the only reason they get caught is because they start to get wild with it, and they're becoming loose links. So they throw them to the wolves so the other people don't get exposed.
Sometimes. I mean, Robert Morris, the fact that he only got 4 years for raping a 12-year-old for years, that shows you right there. It's like, this isn't the Republican or Democratic Party. This is the island party. So the people that are in government, and again, they rule through fear. I mean, the criminality that we're seeing is on such a high level. Most people, they don't even want to think about it. They'd rather just stick their head back in the ostrich hole. They do not want to think. They'll bring out the Bible, a religious book. Oh yeah, sit back and do nothing. And yeah, it's messed up, man. People don't realize that in North America, like 90% of the bumblebees are gone. Anybody can look this up. And they're arguing over the shape of a freaking earth. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I've
noticed that too, man. And the birds are dying out. I don't see I used to see tons, thousands of birds. It was not dark in the sky, but I could remember my teenage years in the 90s, even the 80s, around here, a lot of the birds that would fly south would stop at the park over here. And there would be thousands of geese. Now I barely see any. It's like, what the fuck? All the spraying, killing them.
Yeah. You got people that still, they can look up in the sky and see a gigantic trail of smoke or cloud or whatever left by a plane, and they won't even think that they'll think it's natural. Oh, that's a contrail.
I talk to people. I finally met one person, this black guy. Not that matters, but no one's black or white anyway. I got to stop saying that. But yeah, we were talking, and it felt good to actually finally talk to someone with some sense. I talk to people all the time about it, and they be like, oh, you're crazy, Chuck. You're losing your mind. It's sad that people are just fucking gone.
Yeah. That's where I say it's like we're in a zombie movie. We're in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and you don't know who is assimilated. You don't know who has been infected mentally. And somebody could still be aware about chemtrails or, you know, the things in the sky, and they could still be zombified on thinking Trump is going to change it, or, you know, you see the different levels of mental diseases and problems that people have. They might be aware to what's happening with the food, but then they're still a political zombie, or they're a religious zombie, or they believe in schooling, or the medical thing, you know, with all this jab stuff. I couldn't even believe it when people, that really said a lot. When you look at people and you say, wait a minute, so you think the government is issuing this thing for your benefit? It's
crazy.
like, right? And that shows you right there. I told my friend, his girlfriend is like that. I said, look, don't you dare tell her anything about me, because he's stupid. And I told him, I said, look, man, I'm smart enough to know I'm stupid. I said, you're so stupid, you don't even realize you're stupid. That's dangerously stupid.
Smart,
you know?
dumb people.
Yeah, they won't mean anything malicious, but they'll do stuff that could get you like killed. You know, I remember we were in a supermarket and he's like, oh man, I can't find, you know, no anti-vax group. I said, look, man, shut up, man. I said, why are you talking so loud? I said, would you want the Gestapo to come over and grab you? And I could already see he's not doing it out of being mean or evil. He's doing it because he's like a full-blown dumbass, but he's a good person. You know, he's the person that'll help you. You need help. Okay, yeah, let me give you a hand. But it's so sad because I'm like, wow, man. I'm like, you were such a jackass. Some of the stuff, like, you can't tell him stuff because he'll come out and say it at the wrong time. He's like, he reminds me of Maury from Goodfellas. He just won't shut up. And he's just like, hey guys, hey, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, Maury, shut up, man. Just be quiet, man. Don't, it's sad because good people are like that. And there was a guy that wrote about it, a few guys, and they said against stupidity, we're defenseless. We're defenseless. It can attack anybody at any time. You know, we could be trying to bring a glass vase over to put it on a shelf. We could trip, drop it if we're not careful, if we're not looking at foresight. It takes a lot to think. And that's why I think a lot of people don't think. They're quick to, oh, the state, and I'm like, well, do you really think the state is going to change and just start doing good things for you?
They're always looking outside themselves for the answers. That's the problem.
Yeah. They definitely, and it's sad because people that I know, they might be smart, I've noticed, in certain areas or aware, and then they'll just say some dumb shit and just come out and just be like, oh, well, the elites, or, they said this, or, and I'm like, do you really think that what we see right now is the most advanced stuff that they're showing us? No, it's like 40 years of advancement is behind the scenes. They probably got people that look just like people that are robots. And I'm telling these people, like, so, but you have to wait for the government to tell you that. You got to wait for that to be on the news. And even if it's on the news, people have reached the state of ignorance that they still won't believe it if it goes against their belief. I guarantee you, if Trump gets busted and goes to jail, people will still say he's innocent. This is the level of psychosis that people in America have.
People don't even realize we're at war. People don't even think a war can be fought without guns.
Exactly. Silent weapons for silent wars. And that's what we get hit with. The sky.
You ever read that book? Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars?
Mm-hmm. There's another one called Psychic Dictatorship. I forgot the guy's name, but that's another one too. With AI, see, the good thing that I think, even though I know AI is not good for a lot of things, using it for research and double checking, you can get stuff a little quicker. You can go through main points in books. You can go through
I
research.
found that book by an accident.
Yeah,
Because there's a Wu-Tang album called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, The Killer Army. It's part of Wu-Tang. And I was going to download the album, and the book came up. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are they trying to tell me something back in the days?
Yeah. No, that's not by accident, man. That's not by accident. You know, I grew up in that era in the 80s, and I had to realize over time that rap and rock and pop are all meant to brainwash us. Like I look back at, we thought it was like magical, like, you know, and, you know, I'm Gen X. So it's like, I remember the late 70s. I was a child, but I do have older siblings. So I
was
learned
born
a lot.
in 81.
Yeah, I was a little before that. Not much, but yeah, like, you know,
I listened to a lot of Wu-Tang and stuff. They have a lot of messages in it, but it's still
yeah, there's zombie
a lot of
too.
hip hop.
Yeah, they're right
makes
out
me
of here.
angry.
Yeah, they're right here in Brooklyn. They you know, nothing against them. It's it promotes the basically rap and rock and pop. Pop not as much, but pop promotes like a
frequency too they use, you know. They use a low frequency.
Oh, that the lyric,
molecular structure.
Yeah, the outfits, the uniforms, you know, it's like it's a uniform. You know, when you see
Look
people
at rock music, it's almost like they were feminizing the man with the long hair and
yeah, the 80s bands. If you look at that, it was straight Closet City, and rap is closet on the next level. All of those guys, they're not getting a deal. One guy had a video out and he says, and I was shocked that he said this on video. He goes, "You think Method Man ain't banging some older guy in the back room?" And I was like, wow.
I was disappointed. I grew up listening to like the RZA and all them. Like I kind of looked up to him. And then I found that out and I was really disappointed.
You can't trust none of them. You cannot trust. My co-host, we get into arguments all the time about Tupac, and he's like, "Oh, well, this," and I said, "You're an idiot."
Was in the pub with men, with Jews taking pictures of him, his butt naked.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him, like, look, bro, he's just another pawn. He's another thing kept to brainwash you. And he's like, "Oh no, he gave his life to wake people up." And I was like, you're just an idiot, man. I'm like,
he ain't even dead, man. He's a kill the MC.
Yeah, it's like all of that stuff I try to tell him is meant to distract us. It's meant to distract us from the real stuff that we need to be concerned about. I mean, they're like basically putting people back in the pod. And you know, that's why I call my channel Architects of Humanity, because it all goes back to saying, well, where the heck do we come from? How we know evolution is a lie. It's not going to, animals don't change into other animals. And when I started to research that years ago, it's just lie after lie after lie.
They say we came from the ocean. We
try
magically
anything that they can make up, except for we don't know. You know, that if you look at it, that's where a lot of older religions, polytheistic, Greece, Egypt, India.
That's part of their magic, though. That you never hear them say, "We don't know." They always have an answer, so they look intelligent. People listen these big words. I never hear them say, "Well, we don't know." They always got a fucking answer, and that's the problem.
They'll never say two things: "We don't know," or "They were wrong." Those are two things. When a person can't say that, you know that there's a problem. Like whenever we do like streams on consciousness and stuff, and the answer really is we don't know. We don't know where humans come from. We don't know where we're going, and we don't know who we are, what we are, where we are, when. You know, who really knows what time? You know, it's like, when is this? That this is all a construct. This is it's a trip. It's a trip, man, to try to figure out, like, what am I? You know, who am I? It's like I got state and family and friends trying to tell me who I am when they don't even know who they are.
You don't even have a chance to find yourself when you're raised or born here. Everything's waiting for you in the package. Everything's all figured out already.
Yep. And that should raise a red flag. They give us our Truman Show package when we're born, and everybody lies to you. It lies to you to a point to where lies become normal. They become accepted. They become what we look to for. And until you get tired of that and keep your mental shields up, that's the only way you'll make it to see even part of reality. And I see on the internet, man, all of these, like the guy, you played and all of that. I'm like, yeah, great. People are look like each other. How's that going to feed me? How's that going to get me money? How's that going to make sure I maintain shelter? It's not. So that's when I realized, like, okay, the guy might not be meaning anything harmful. He's trying to make his way down the rabbit hole and maybe got distracted. Like with my co-host, it's all about, oh, well, if I don't believe the way you believe, then what? Then what? I'm stupid or I'm lost or something. It's like, no, that's the opposite. I'm actually thinking. I'm saying, look, you stopped and you said, you know what? You're going to accept what these guys told you. And yeah, they got good points. I told them, I said, you want to question gravity? Yeah, it's a theory of gravity. I said, but there is a force. There is a force. I said, jump off a cliff. You'll see that force real quick. I said, but you need the right textbooks. With Amazon, you can publish a book in a day, have it in print, in hardcover, ebook, and audio. So there's no excuse when you're dealing with people that have built universities. You have to combat that with better models. Their churches are what I call universities. They build these.
What are they? Something Kappa, and it's like a Masonic lodge. It's like a cult.
Yeah, all Greek cults, all Egyptian cults. They're churches disguised as universities. You got
when they do their rituals, and they'd be like sunning people and demoralizing them. I'd be like, damn, these people really want to be in the cult so bad they'll demoralize themselves. I'd be like, damn, what are you proving? Like, you're going to demoralize yourself? I don't know. That's crazy to me.
You know what it proves? It proves that they have no morals. Because once they demoralize you, they can get you to do anything. So a person that says, no, I'm not going to do that, they have a standard now. They drew a line in the sand. They said, I'm not going to cross that. That gives them definition of what you won't do. So when they do this to these guys, that years later, next thing you know, they're going to be on the island, in the island party. These are the same people that can be twisted to say, well, how young, this and that. And I hear people saying that, and I'm like, wow, I am surrounded by monsters, by zombies in a zombie movie. I don't know who.
I used to think I was in hell, man. When I was younger, like he said right here, Chilster, when I was younger, I used to say, this is hell. Like,
no, this is
hell. I've been through in life. I used to be like, what did I do to deserve to come here? I used to think I was in hell for a punishment. I'd be like, fuck, this place is terrible.
When I asked someone, I told them, I said, are there any innocent people in hell according to their religion? And he said, no, everybody has done something. I said, so then this place is worse than hell. I said, how can you, right? I said, how can you scare me with hell when at least you got to do something to go to hell? Most likely is not listen to their bullshit religion. But so now, all right, fine. You see why you would, what they're saying. I said, but this is worse. You have innocent people getting offed. So this is worse than hell. How could you scare me with hell now? Hell ain't really, actually, heaven. I did a stream called Heaven is a crime scene disguised as paradise. Because
God dumped all this shithole down here. He swept it out. He said,
they're like, look, just make believe the deity that they call God is a good person, even though it causes killing and suffering.
If he cared about us, why would he dump the fallen angels down here on us? If he really cared about us.
Yeah, it's like the first, even with the commandments, it's like, shouldn't it be love thyself? Care for one another. So, no, it's don't worship anybody but him. I'm like, how? It's
selfish.
Yeah, it's like, how ridiculous is that? But then again, the people don't realize that everybody that has been brought into a major religion are basically the descendants of rape victims, because those religions, people didn't convert peacefully. People were
I'm so
kidnapped.
grateful my mother let me make my own decision, man. She wouldn't baptize me or put me through any of that. After what she went through in the Catholic schools and church, she said, nope, I'm gonna let me make my own decision. I'm so grateful for that.
Yep. She saved you, man. That's a beautiful person, man. That, my parents too. They let me choose what I wanted to do. And you know, I'm thank goodness that that they got divorced when I was young, because the broken structure allowed me not to have to go to school, not to have to go to church after, you know.
Dropped out of school or you finished? I stopped going in middle school.
Yeah,
And
I
then
stopped.
I ended up finally dropping out because I ended up getting locked up. But
I went until like ninth. I was cutting school a lot, and I was working.
dude,
And
I used
then
to, when I found out I could skip and get away with it, I was skipping in middle school
Yeah,
all the time. Fuck
exactly.
school.
I was like, I did go in the military. By the time I hit 18, a recruiter, he told me, I said, look, he goes, if I can get you in, will you go? And I said, yeah. So I had my mother sign the paper where I can go in at 17, but he was
When was
smart.
it? In 9/11 or
No, this
before?
was before, like in the early 90s. And because I'm Gen X. And when he goes, let's wait until you turn 18. And I didn't realize why. I thought he was like just, you know, doing paperwork to say, all right, he didn't graduate, but I'm going to vouch for him. Or I thought there was a way to get in, but I didn't know you had to have a diploma. And he checked the box. I didn't know about it till years later. So I got in, I passed basic, I went to Fort Knox and all of that. And I got out. I already had a couple of years served, and I was 21. And because I joined so young. And it was, I don't advocate people joining the military. I did it because I was like, look, I gotta, you know, leave New York. It was crazy. The high school in the 80s was just like an animal pen.
So you lived in New York when the Bronx looked like fucking war zone.
Yeah, and it still does. It still does. I mean, I remember in the 80s, the 90s, it's really messed up
I
because
remember it. Going to Florida, we drove through down through New York, Jersey, and man, that shit looked like it was bombed to oblivion.
yeah, it is a war zone, man. And I've spoken to people from Camden County, Jersey, which is supposedly like really messed up. There's no supermarkets in that whole county for like 70,000
What, in the
people.
Bronx? I was in the Bronx in 20. Shit, I think it was like 2015, like Gun Hill and around that area.
Yeah. I mean, the Bronx is still like, now nobody really wants to go to Manhattan. It's like, it's really messed up. It's an overcrowded.
There's a certain energy to New York. When I went there, it felt very energetic. I didn't want to leave. It's so different from Connecticut.
It's addictive. That energy can be addictive, but it's all a sham. It's a fraud. It's like, I was in Times Square like about 20 years ago in the early 2000s, and it was midnight, and it looks like daytime. It's lit up so bright.
When I went to 42nd, I was like a child. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's like an adult Disneyland or something. But when you walk 2 blocks over to 8th Avenue, it's dark. When you go to 9th Avenue, it's dark. You start to say, this is like a big Hollywood cardboard town. And in Amsterdam, it was the same thing.
Where's the movies? Like the Kung Fu flicks. Mike Tyson used to talk about there's a lot of like perverts and shit.
And
I think it's like 40 Deuce, where they used to have Kung Fu movies.
Hooker Central. Giuliani in the late 90s was the ones that changed that. They took everything and put it inside. You'd be able to go in the early 90s, and they would have live sex shows. They would have
Mr. Tyson would talk about.
Shit that people wouldn't even believe was just openly there in New York City. Just in the 80s and the 90s, it definitely didn't sleep. It was 24 hours. But then when you get to the late 90s to the early 2000s, it changed totally. Things were closing at 1, 2 in the morning. Nobody, everything was indoor, or because there's
still like food and stuff. I got to 42nd Street. We got there like 2, 3 in the morning, and there's still a lot of people out. And
yeah,
because I didn't get to the Bronx stand. I think it was like 3 in the morning. We finally got there. We had to get on the I think it was the 5 to the 2 train, or I don't remember, something like that. I think it was the 2 train, or was it the 5 and 6?
I know the 2 goes uptown. 2 goes uptown, but I don't know if it goes all the way into the Bronx. The 2 and the 3, because they go from
I think we went from the 5 to the 2 or something like that. I know we had to take 1 and then get off to get on the 2. I think it was.
Yeah, I could see that, probably taking the 5 to the 2 to uptown New York, and then 2 goes all the way to Penn Station to 36th Street.
My first time in New York, I got arrested for smoking a blunt. I couldn't believe it. I said, they're so petty out here. I was walking down the street smoking with a friend, and I didn't see the cop. 2015. I had to pay a fine. Yeah, I had to pay a fine, and I had to do a class. So I had to, not only did I have to take a day off of work, I had to pay $50 to get on a bus. I had to go to Manhattan, do a 4-hour class, and pay a fine for a fucking half a blunt. It was like a roach. I threw it down, and the cop picked it up, and they arrested me for that. It was insane, man. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I thought New York wasn't that petty. I was wrong.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that petty back in the 80s. And you know what it is? It depends on who the cop is.
That's what the sergeant said. That he said it was because it's a rookie cop.
Yeah, because if it was somebody else, I remember smoking a blunt in the Bronx back in it was like the mid 90s, and the cop made a joke. He was like, "Hey,
I think we were in Harlem, if I'm not mistaken. I was about to get on the train. We were in Harlem. It was in the morning time."
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it definitely depends. Because now I think it was like 2022 around there when everybody was selling weed in Washington Square Park. I mean, trucks, they were selling it out of these big trucks, and now it's legal. So the same thing that they arrested you for is legal now. Now the only thing they could do is maybe say, oh, well, you're smoking in public, but it's very rare that I would think that anything would happen with that. I mean, it's really messed up that somebody would do that when you got like a murder at least every day and who knows what else, and they're going to arrest somebody for smoking a blunt. It's like, how ridiculous. It's one girl, she's got a page. Within 1 week, there was over 10 sexual assaults by police. She goes, and this is just, she goes, every day throughout the year, you have the police. There is some case throughout the nation of a cop sexually assaulting, raping, doing something violation to a person. And that's beside killing them. So every day you have about 2 people getting killed. And it's like,
the New York police are the wildest, man. The wildest.
New York and LA and Florida. When you look at the major cities, you get some real crazy instances. You got good cops, very far and few, but the majority, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be real careful. I mean,
New York police are crooked too.
You got
just like Connecticut, we got crooked cops here, man. They'll rob you for your drugs to take your money and let you go. Well, they used to in the 90s. I don't know about today. I witnessed it when they raided. I was in a raid when I was like 17, and the cops counted the money and took my friend's money. At a couple grand. They didn't take my money. They counted it, and I said, just got paid, man. I got my check stub, and they gave me my money back. But we had a couple ounces of coke, and we only got charged with 2.2 grams. What the fuck happened to all that cocaine, man? I didn't say nothing. I said, fuck it.
Yeah, honestly, you got lucky, because to go through with the charge, you could have been doing time for that,
I still got fucked on that deal, man. I got 3 years probation, and I had to do crazy community service. I had to do programs. I got screwed.
Yeah, no, but imagine if they would have put the whole amount, then that you could have been, doing a few years. You could have, and it's messed up because, either way you're losing. Like you said, you got the raw deal with the community service and the probation, or you're getting the other side of the deal, which is worse. And
I think it was because I was on parole. I had just came home from doing 2 years as a youth. And when I got in that trouble, they switched me to an adult.
Oh yeah,
so I think
that's all they want to do. They want to keep you in the system. And instead of, when you look at that, it's like, wait a minute, this is a substance. Nobody should be going to jail for that. At the most, you send them to a drug rehab program, but no jail time, no fines. You look at people try to complain about Oregon and stuff and certain cities on the West Coast that decriminalize all the drugs. And
I didn't know that. Look at Philadelphia, Kensington.
Yeah. Oh, forget it, man. I mean, see, they try to show it to where people are, yes, they are strung out. They're all like dazing out. But when you look at that, that's a problem from the government. Finland housed all of their homeless people. Anybody can look at the videos. And they said it was cheaper. And they're trying to make videos and talk to people in America saying, look, what's your problem? What is the problem? It's
country that when you're in prison, they rehabilitate. There's a country where you go to prison, like they had TVs and microwaves in their cell, and they would have to like work every day, and they rehabilitated people, and it works. I forgot what country it is, but not in America. There's no rehabilitation.
No, it's meant to torture. When you look at that, it could even go into something different, because look at what it's called, a cell. Like, a cell of a battery, or, something like a thing that, are they sucking out some type of emotional power from you? It's really.
It is torture, man. 24, well, it's supposed to be 23, but it's really 24. And when you're in that cell, you got no TV, no books, no pencil, nothing to write. It takes time for you to obtain that stuff. So you're sitting in that cell with just you and your mind. A lot of people lose it. They can't handle it.
They try to end that. They had like a law in New York trying to end the solitary confinement thing, because it affects people's mentality. But again, look at what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a place that takes a third of your paycheck and then also taxes you on everything else. You buy something, you get taxed. You pay for something to wear, you get taxed. You go to get something to eat, you're taxed. And then they're giving money to other countries. I mean, look at $90 billion on a fake moon mission thing.
That's crazy. You seen that guy who confronted him? He goes, "You guys didn't go to space, stop lying." And the looks on their face were like, "What? How do you know?"
Yeah, people are waking up, man. People are waking up. It's just the fact that they can take $90 billion from the population and nobody does anything.
I think it's all the money grab, man. This whole ordeal, man. Everything's a money grab. When they say they're giving 180 billion to other countries, but they don't use the money to help our own people, is insane.
Yep.
I think they're lying. They ain't giving no money to other countries. They're lying in their pockets with that shit.
Exactly.
Like Trump.
Yep.
Trump just got, I think it was 4 to 6 million to put gold stuff in the White House. Come to find out, it was stuff from Walmart. It was plastic. It was fake gold. So he probably pocketed all that money.
Crooks. It's crooked. The fact that people will sit there and support that shows you what dangerous.
My mind, man.
Yeah.
People will vote for their own oppressor. No, I want this oppressor. No, that one's a better oppressor. It's like, fuck them all, man.
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
We can't even unify on a common ground. It's always a black and white bullshit thing. People can't, they constantly bring up the past and this and that. And that's by design too. They fill people's minds with, we didn't even live in the past, and yet they're still bringing it up, blaming people today. Like, by design, they keep us divided.
Yep. Exactly.
Because if we were unified, the government wouldn't be able to obtain what they're doing.
Yeah, they keep people angry at each other. That's what they do. I mean, it's always a distraction. Either a celebrity, a sports game, a music, some type of hatred through the news programs. Just constantly spewing racial stuff. It's
I
crazy,
dealt
man.
with a lot of racism. I don't talk about it, but when I was locked up as a youth, I dealt with a lot of white boy this, and because I was the only white person there. But after a while, it took time, and we became cool after a while. But I got to see. I used to think to myself, these people don't even know me, and they're fucking hating on me because I'm so-called white. But
Yeah, well, a lot of people, when you look at it, right, just to know, and not saying that they're right or anything, saying, okay, let's see why somebody would be so hateful. When you look at the population in there, and then you look at the population out here, you say, well, wait a second, why is it mostly people of color in there? Why wouldn't that that demographic be reflected by what we see out here? And that's when you see the imbalance. When you see people, you say, okay, I see why this person's angry, because
yeah,
as
I
bad as
understood
it
their
is,
anger. I
yeah,
really
because
did.
anybody like in New York City, you see it. It's like anybody, Rikers Island is just, that's the biggest jail in the world. There was one in Russia that was bigger and they closed a couple of years ago. So the
Yeah,
fact
look
that
at Rikers, man. Rikers is a war zone,
it's
man.
a war, it's an island. It's a
I thought
prison.
I was going there when I got arrested. My friend, I was with him.
Oh,
He was
forget it,
from the
man.
Bronx, and he's like, "Bro, we're going to Rikers." I was like, "Oh man, I'm about to die."
That's it. It's like it's so messed up because it's part mental asylum. A lot of people that they incarcerate have mental problems. You can't be putting a guy that 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 didn't pay speeding tickets next to a guy that's going upstate for murder.
That's what prisons are filled with a lot. I got the chance to see it. There's a lot of like DUIs, petty thieves,
Hmm.
um, violation of probation, and yeah, they mix them in with murderers, people that are doing 40 years.
Hmm.
I was in the cell with a guy who set his girlfriend on fire. He told me what he was in for. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, fuck, I ain't fucking with this dude.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's really crazy. This is like a big open air asylum. That's what the country seems to be. All countries, basically. Some worse than others, some better. You know, it just yeah, man. But yeah, it's been cool kicking it with you for a couple of minutes, man. I gotta head back. Yeah, I'll try to swing back
Appreciate you
around.
coming up, man. This is a good conversation.
Yeah, man. We'll talk soon, bro. If anything, I stream every night, so if anything, come check it out, or I'll come back and
Can
hang
you
out.
drop your link in the back so I can make sure?
Oh, let me see.
Or you could write something in the chat and then I could just sub that way.
Let me see. I think this is it. I just put it in the chat in the back, but I'll throw it in the main chat too, just to make sure. I'm gonna hop off and then go onto YouTube and I'll drop it in. But yeah, we'll talk soon, bro. All right.
All right. Yeah, just write something in the chat and I could sub that way. Did he ever write something? Could do it that way. That was a dope. I'm glad you came up. No, he didn't write nothing. Yeah, I couldn't sub. Oh, there he is. No, that was Shaolin. It's not him. Anyway. Oh, okay. I see it. Hold on. Let me go to YouTube. All right, cool. I'm locked in. I gotta go to the store real quick. Before they close. Yeah, New York is wild, man. I thought for sure I was going to Rikers Island. My friend was not scaring me, but he kept fucking with me. I had on blue Air Max that day. He's like, "Oh, you got blue Air Max on. The Crips are gonna try to take your shoes." I was so mad at my friend for that. We was about to get on the train. He wanted to smoke a blunt. Anyway, shit happens. It was a learning experience. My life is one big learning experience. $2. Hopefully, people are going to start to wake up. I think, a good majority is with these data centers. People are really getting a chance to see. I think sometimes you can't talk to people, man. They got to fall on their face on their own. That's the best learning curve for people, is falling on their own face, or going through something on their own. Uh-oh, it's about to rain. I just got hit in the arm with a chemical drop. It's probably got fucking graphene in it, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's why I don't understand why people collect rainwater, man. Go ahead and drink that if you want to. I'm not boiling, no. And then you see people that, like this guy I watch, he goes to Alaska and melts the snow and drinks it. I'd be like, this dude's bugging. Drinking a glass of fucking metals. Have a cup of graphene oxide. Oh, give me 1 second. I gotta go in the store. Sorry about this. I'm in the store. They spray everything up here. Yeah, that's why I put those videos out the other day. That's 3 days I put into one short video. That's why you see 3 different videos playing at the same time. They've been bombing the skies here. And the crazy part is, for a while they weren't. And all of a sudden, the warm weather comes, they start bombing the skies. Damn, I think I was just muted when I was talking. I don't know. Hold on. Was I muted? Did you guys hear me talk about my video? Can y'all hear me? Or am I muted? I just muted for 1 second because I'm in the store. I'm about to be out in a second. Sorry about that. My friend was giving me this concoction. My Dominican friend. I had to go to the store. He gave me he makes it with banana peels, red onion, cloves, cinnamon, and he's always drinking this stuff every day. I just seen something on the internet for this concoction. It cleans out your kidneys, your liver, and it kills parasites, the cloves. Oof, this shit's strong. Oh, it leaves like, woo! This stuff's potent. Yeah. And he puts milk in it too. Man, this stuff's potent. Oh, man. Cayenne pepper, yeah. God damn, this stuff's strong. Man, he ain't playing around. Man, this shit got me sweating. Holy shit. Starting to sweat. Oh, holy. I took 3 big sips. Sweat. Wow. What's up in the groove? Do. Cayenne, Louisiana flavor. Yeah, I want to eat some, I want to start traveling, man. I like to try different foods. I want to try some Cajun food. Why'd they call them oxtails when there is no oxes? Somebody said you're eating fucking cow dick. Oxtails. They don't even have a tail. Black seed oil, castor oil. Yeah, that stuff's good too. And black walnut. Oxen plough the fields. I seen this guy from down south. He was making some oxtail, and he's like, "It falls off the bone." Damn, that drink got me sweating, man. Holy shit! It like raised my blood pressure. He's like, "This will clean you out, Chuck." Now, my friend at the store, he's very Christian, and he always talks to me about the Bible, and I don't interfere and try to. You know, it's not my place to. He's on his own journey. I'm not gonna ruin the friendship. I've done that too many times. I've lost a lot of friends, probably all my friends actually, speaking out. Most of my friends are fast asleep. It's sad. A lot of my friends think that's what life's about, is working, paying bills. My whole life, I never felt as though that's what life's about. I hate working and I hate paying bills. And I never thought that's what life's about. Like I said before, I watched my grandfather die miserable and sad. Imagine owning, I think my grandpa owned a couple properties. He bought a house, and then when my grandmother died, he had to sell properties to take care of well, actually, I think he sold properties to take care of his wife when she was dying. She died of diabetes, my grandma. That's crazy, man. 38 years old? I don't know. That's wild. Spraying Roundup in their national forest? Who's doing that? Yeah, Tommy, I had to learn that, man. Through my journey, I just realized, man, sometimes it's not even worth speaking out. You know, I've learned that everyone's on their own journey. You know, nobody really told me anything. Everything that I've learned, I went out and learned it because I wanted to. You know, I've always known knowledge of self is the way to go. Indoctrination and regurgitating what somebody tells you just don't add up to me. You know, that's what school's about, man. It's memorizing the textbooks and just regurgitating it. That's how you get a degree, is regurgitation. You really don't do no self-thinking. The teacher's always right and you're wrong. Even if you're right, it don't matter. The teacher's always right. Yeah, where's In the Groove at? Did he leave? Wanted to ask him something. Yeah, it could be. DNA could mean that. What's up, Groove? Hold on. Yeah, if people are happy with degrees, go for it. I personally just think it's a waste of time. You know, that's just me. Nobody doesn't have to think like me. I know a friend that went to school to get a degree in cooking, but most of his knowledge he learned in his family restaurant. He went to school, never paid it back, so he couldn't get his degree. And he still got high paying chef jobs without his degree. So I mean, hey man, I guess it's all on you. Just because I think school's a waste of time, if it makes other people happy, do it. Me, I say fuck school. Yeah, I did. I all the jobs I ever had, I learned hands on. But nowadays, you have to go to like school, not school, but you got to take courses and stuff for like carpentry. I mean, electrician, plumbing. You got to go to a technical school. um, I learned carpentry. I went to school to get my lead abatement asbestos removal license from the state. And man, it was a bitch trying to find a job. They said I was ADHD, but what's that? You know, I always wondered, is ADHD real or is it something they made up to jam the children full of fucking medication? Because that's all they were doing to me when I was younger, to the point where I didn't take it no more because I couldn't function. I said, fuck these, I ain't taking this shit. I think ADHD is a made up excuse to jam the children full of meds. That's just my opinion. And they be like, oh, you can't concentrate. No, because I don't want to concentrate. This shit's boring. Yeah, I pretty much did the same thing, man. I dropped out in 11th grade. I got kicked out of middle school because I would skip so much. And then when I had to do my 2 years as a youth, I had to go to school. That was part of the program. So when I came out, I went to New Britain High for a while, and then I dropped out. Ding ding a bung ding dong. Oh, we're on the island. Hairdressing's good money. There's always gonna be someone that needs a haircut. Truthfully, I should have went to school. I should have went to the school called EC Goodwin. I should have went to a technical school instead of a public school. That's one kind of a regret I had. I should have did electrical. It's like, because that's like a free ticket to you know, a job. But because in the EC Goodwin, it's the name of this technical school, they had like mechanic, they had mechanic, electrical, I think hairdressing, and other stuff. A licensed embalmer, I would have been smoking PCP. No, I'm joking. Embalming people, that's wild. That's a wild job, man. It just don't feel right in my soul that they cut us open and take our organs out and then drain our blood. It just don't seem right. And then they put you in a 6x6x6 fucking prison. First you're in that casket, and then they drop you in a cement block. And that don't feel right either. I'd rather mix in with the earth. Fuck all that. Let the bugs eat me up and mix me back in with the earth. Fuck all that. I think graveyards are created for, you know, they talk about resurrection from the grave. And my personal theory on that is, yeah, because they're going to dig people up. After they do a reset, I think they dig bodies up and they create just in the laboratory. That's how they repopulate. Just a theory. I can't say it's factual, but why else would they have graveyards? So you could go visit your dead? I don't know. Because if you can't afford a tombstone, my grand paid a lot of money for my grandmother, my uncle, my aunt, and my gramps are buried in the same spot. And then my mother didn't have a spot, so she was cremated. And we dumped their ashes in the lake where my grandpa had a house where they grew up. I think it's kind of cold that they didn't have a spot for my mom. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, my last name's more Polish, which is odd. And my family always told me I was German, which is weird. Yeah, it just don't feel right. What do they do with all our blood? That's another thing. Because if you think about it, our blood's plasma, it's light. And even when I would go to the hospital, and I'm a German Pole, they take like 5 vials of your blood. That's a lot of blood, man. And I would always ask the nurse, what do you need all this blood for? Because in reality, you only need a drop under the fucking microscope. And she would say, oh, we send it out to laboratories. But still, you need all that blood? My friend that I had years ago, he told me when he would go to the hospital and they would take his blood, they would leave it, and when the nurse would leave the room, he would pocket it. He was paranoid that they were gonna clone him. My friend was probably a little bugged. Maybe he wasn't bugged out. Maybe he was onto something. Maybe he was onto something. You know, my cat loves this laser. She goes nuts. She'll chase this thing all around the house. Get it. Kumi. Damn, where'd the groove go? I dropped the link. Beep. Maybe he left. They probably drink our blood. I wonder what they do underground. Or would they, you know, why do they want people to donate sperm? I think about that too. Yeah, that's the thing too, Tommy. That's a good point. Muslim people, they don't I learned this from the gods, the 5%ers in New York, the gods, they don't they're very against cutting them open. They don't, because of their religion, they don't let them cut open, which is pretty cool with me, but they still probably drain the blood. What's up, Groove?
What's up, man?
I wanted to see if you could well, I already dropped the song, but it's all right. I've always wanted to have like scratching the fuck the government, but I don't know if you have a scratcher, a turntable, or the you don't even need a turntable nowadays. You could create your own sounds and mix it.
Yeah, if you send me a sample of something, send it to me and I can record some different little bits and pieces of.
I'll just say it and I'll send you my voice saying fuck the government and you can mix it. That'd be fucking insane. Yeah, that'd be really dope.
Yeah, and then I got I could pull out turntable and scratch another sample over to.
Man, I love your setup, man. You have everything in your studio. Like that shit's just motivation, man. If I woke up and had that equipment, I'd be the same as you, man. I'd be freaking mastering my craft. I mean, I've gotten more. With BandLab, I figured out a lot of things on it, so I've been more motivated. I've been putting more tracks together and doing a lot more writing.
You need to buy a good digital recorder.
Microphone, that too. Yeah.
And you can do. It's a studio in a box. You can get them cheap. You can find it for around $100, bro. You can get one. Boss makes some good ones.
Boss?
Boss digital recorder. And start learning how to use that machine. You record your parts into that, and you can manipulate it inside the machine, learn how to read the menu and what it's doing, how to work it. And you'll be a genius, bro, in no time at all. All you gotta do is master that one machine. And then once you do that, once you master that one machine like that, and you see all the parts are in there, and it's like, oh, okay, I can do everything in this box. Well, then you get to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'd like some different drum sounds instead of these, though, but everything else. And then you buy a drum machine and you hook that up, and then you got two pieces that work together. One's doing drums, and the other one's doing all your other shit that you already know how to do, right? So that's how you expand. Start getting other pieces of gear and shit. But all you gotta do is master one machine, and you can get them cheap, right? You can find them on eBay or Reverb or your Facebook Marketplace. Look up digital recorder. People sell them. They get frustrated with trying to learn how to use it because it's a learning curve. Get a manual. Get a hard book manual. You can get the online too, but it's good to have the hard book in front of you and just sit down with that motherfucker and some coffee and some weed, bro. And you can say, I got a verse, I got a beat, I'm going to record that into this machine and I'm going to make a song. And you'll do it, bro. It's got everything you need in it. Reverbs, compressor, you can multi-track, you can record overdub, layer, you can move the sliders to mix in real time if you want to do that.
I love BandLab too because it's layered and it's like a app studio. I think it's pretty cool. If I would have had these tools when I was younger, like I said, man, you know,
yeah,
we did this shit the hard way. We used to do it by tape, and we used 2 tapes because you record on one, and then the one you record, you end up playing, and then you record while that's playing to do a layer it, you know?
You do the same thing. You do the same thing as you were doing then with that, except instead of tapes, you're using either a digital recorder or a computer. But I think the hardware is the way to go, bro, because if it's a little box away from the computer, you can turn the computer off. You can be like, fuck this computer. Get away from it. Grab your little box, bro. It's all about the sound and you get in the box to fucking put everything where it's supposed to go, and that's it. You ain't even got to do that much.
Hurricane. I said, Hurricane, why don't you download a voice recorder and play the beat? I use 2 devices. I use the laptop where I'll play the beat on BandLab, and then I'm recording my voice as I listen to the beat with headphones. I'll record the vocals on my phone and then upload the vocals to the beat, and it lines perfectly.
Like, do you have if you found a beat, you have a way to record it and put it into something you can use right now? Do you?
Yeah, I upload the beat in the BandLab, and then I play the beat on BandLab, and then record the vocals.
It's all the same.
Voice
it's all the
recorder.
same process, but there's an easier way to do that. If you just analog record it, you can just sample it on the spot. You can just play it. That's how I do. I sample, like all the vocals and shit that I sample in my sampler, or any drum hits that I take off of a drum machine or a keyboard and put it in the sampler. It's all I live sample it.
Yeah, your stuff sounds good too. Clear.
Well, that's one reason why. You know, to get the best possible sound from the beginning.
Yeah, because when I use BandLab, I gotta manually make it sound clear. I gotta go through the options and do it a couple times to clear like background noise.
What if BandLab went out of business or sold out and they changed it and it no longer worked the same way you like?
Yeah, I would be naked.
Well, that's what's buy you a piece of hardware that does the same thing, and you know as long as you
That's
keep
a
the
good
hardware
point,
running.
man. That's a good fucking point. What if
Yeah.
the app becomes obsolete?
And dude, these digital recorders are so cheap, dude. If you find one you like, I could give you a model number. I don't know off the top of my head, but a friend of mine just
What
bought
about
one,
a
and
sound card?
you don't need any of that, bro.
Also
It's all
need
in the
a
box.
sound card. That's for a computer, I think, a sound card,
Yeah,
no?
you don't need it. You don't need any of that. Only thing I need a computer for once you have this box is when you got your final song done and you want to upload it to the internet. Then you'll just use your laptop to record analog. You'll play it off the machine into your laptop and then make an MP3 file or drop it in a video file, and bam, that's all you do. You just use a computer for post processing instead of creation and actual working with the song. You'd be working with the machine and shit. Nice. But here's another route, bro. They got MPC. You're familiar with MPCs, bro. They got so many fucking MPCs out there nowadays that are dirt cheap, used. They sold so many of them. There's so many different models. But they have an accompanying software.
Yeah,
It's a
beat
DAW.
machine, MPC. It's like
It's a
a beat
sampler.
machine.
It's a sampler
Sampler.
to run plugins and
So
edits, and it's got
you
effects
hook
on it.
that up to a turntable, right?
It's all the
You
hip hop
could?
artists are using an MPC usually.
And that's how they sample off a turntable, right? A sound and
Yeah.
shit.
It's a sampler, it's an arranger, it's a fucking mastering and production studio. Again, it's a digital recorder with a big sampler, and you can use plugins. You can download. You're only allowed up to a certain number, but you can have like 8 solid effects plugins. You can load it like the MPCX. It's all about hard drive space when it comes to the difference in the layout, how big or small it is. But
hold on,
if you
real
want to go
quick.
serious, get you an MPCX and learn how to use that motherfucker. And they got plenty of tutorials and motherfuckers online doing that on YouTube to learn. Or if you want to start small, but still be in that family where you'll know the ins and outs of how to use MPC for upgrading later, get like an MPC one, and you get those for like $300 or $400, bro. You can find one to use.
I think plant-based food is more healthy for you. That's why I said that. I mean, if people want to eat steroids or lab-grown meat, the meat ain't even safe to eat no more. I mean, no, she said, are you sure about that, Chuck, that we're meant to be more plant-based?
Oh, hold on. Do we have 3 people on here? Or it's just me and you on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure somebody wasn't talking that I didn't hear. You're talking in chat. I'm sorry.
I mean, most of the meat today, they fucking, most of the animals are steroided up. I mean, if you go to a local farm like Tommy does, you know,
bro,
where is Tommy? In Canada, right? I mean, if you got a local farm where you know they don't steroid their cows up, and it's just the whole, to me, the whole thing with slaughtering animals now, maybe it just don't seem right. And when I was younger, I remember my mother giving me meat. I fucking hated it. It just didn't sit right with me. And to me, plant-based stuff is more healthy. You could get protein from beans, a lot of stuff, man. But you know, it's whatever people want to eat. I'm just saying, for me, I eat meat here and there, but I still don't trust it. They got a butcher at Stop and Shop, but that doesn't mean it's safe. You know, it's not like I'm going straight to the farm. You know what I'm saying?
bro,
They
at this
do it right
point,
there.
you just got to mitigate, bro. So that's how I see. If you're not worried about it, there's no perfect sources of anything right now. I mean, anything you come up with, there's somebody's gonna say, "No, bro, they take a shit on it when you don't even look, bro." So you gotta just get the best you can, bro, and then learn about how you can mitigate, bro. How you can detox and eat certain herbs and foods that naturally will fucking. So at least you'll know that, hey, if I'm eating some bad shit, hopefully there's enough good in this that I can get rid of whatever bad. I can mitigate the bad and just fucking live life, bro. And be
Why?
happy.
They say pork is terrible for you, but you're right, Groove. Like I've been learning a lot about detox. I've been trying. My friend over here gave me that concoction in a cup. He
bro,
drinks it a cup a day, man. And he says it cleanses him out.
I'd say trust your body with your. Obviously, if your body's craving fucking Funyuns all day, there's a problem. But I think if you
Pickled pig's
steer
feet.
yourself,
Ugh.
stick to raw. That's why I like meat. Okay, it's raw and there's. I know if I get a fucking a slice of fish, bro, a fillet, it looks like a fish. I mean, I know they saying, oh, we can lab create it. I get all that now, but for me,
Well,
it's
do you
like
like lobster? Like after learning about lobster and the
yeah,
bottom
I eat
feeders of
all
the
that.
ocean, oh man, like they
Yeah, I
eat.
eat all that. Chicken, yeah, I eat all
I want
that.
to eat some
Fish,
I
hey,
went deep
fish
sea
eat.
fishing. That's good. That's good eating. Deep sea
Well, bro,
fishing.
they swimming around in piss and shit water. I mean, it's nature, bro. I mean, what do
Look
you
at
think all
cow. I
those
mean, look at pigs.
hey,
They
bro, hold
eat
on.
shit.
All those organic vegetables everybody loves so much. What do you think the fucking soil is? It's cow shit. So do you want good soil for your good organic shit? Then you need cows, and the only way we're gonna have enough cows for cow shit and
That's a good
manures is
point.
if some people are eating. It's an ecosystem,
That's
bro.
another thing though with the
It's
vegetables. They're spraying
nature, but
fucking
it's nature's got it
pesticides.
figured out, bro.
Like Tommy showed on his video. That was you, Tommy, right? With the nugs. And he had fresh cut venison, I think it was, right? Or was it bison? You said
I'm against that.
it
I
looked
don't like
good, that
no,
bison,
I'm
man.
sorry. Not venison. I was confused with veal. I'm against the veal. That's a little extreme. I don't know. But
Isn't
I
that a
live,
baby veal?
I've grown up, yeah, baby, yeah, calf that they keep weak.
That's fucked
So
up, man.
I think, look, I've grew up around dairy and cattle beef farmers all my life, bro, out here. And they love
Tommy
cows,
said
bro.
that's all he eats.
They love being a farmer, and it's all grass fed all year long. The only time that they feed like grains and shit would be during the winter time when the grass doesn't grow fast enough and you got the cows have eaten up all the grass and it doesn't grow
I
back
don't
fast.
know, man.
You know what
Since
I
I've
mean?
gotten older, that's diabolic to me that they breed animals just to shoot them in the fucking head and eat them. That's just wild, man. Like
Well,
they don't
dude,
have
it's
feelings and they're not alive.
feelings. I get it, bro. Fucking, we shooting people in the head right now for fucking oil and all kind of shit. So
I know. And
I
that's
get it, but
diabolical too. The
I mean,
older I
here's the
get, the
thing,
more I
bro. Like,
realize how diabolical we are.
you could choke it out, bro, or you could fucking they could gas them, but they say the gas gets in the meat and shit. It's just whatever, but it just, I mean, a cow's gonna get old and die just like anything, bro. So there's ethical
But you had a
ways of
good
doing
point,
shit.
man.
But
You had a
like I
very
said,
good
bro,
point.
I mean,
It's
fucking
all
even
on
the,
what you want to eat. Like you said, it's what your body
hey, bro,
rejects or
I don't,
likes.
I don't think, like fucking Eskimos, they have to fucking catch fish and kill whales. I like whales. I
Fish
think
are
whales,
awesome. I feel bad for the fish too.
but you know what? It's survival, bro. We live in the fucking. What if we was in the middle of the Amazon? You wouldn't fucking snatch up a goddamn rabbit or whatever you could
Bro,
find, get your hand.
I'd be
Fish,
wrestling anacondas.
man. It's on you, bro. But you take what you can get, bro, in a survival situation, bro. And
Yeah.
I mean, you live in a fucking cold climate, bro. If you talk about organic, I mean, you don't live in a place. You can't have an organic unless you got greenhouse or indoor grow all year round because it's too. I mean, I guess yeah, you could grow a lot of lettuce up there. That's cold crops. I take that back. You can. There's a place for that. But if you like fruits and shit, fruits are tropical, warm weather. So it's all. That's why we need to trade back and forth, and the fucking this
That's
and
the
that. But
problem though, Tommy. Motherfuckers will kill for peanuts because they're fucking retarded.
my problem with everything is, I get it. A cow, it's a fucking beautiful animal, bro. I got as much feeling about it as anybody. But I think if we're going, if what offends me is like a McDonald's hamburger. If it has any meat in it at all, cow meat, it's a
I don't eat
waste. Because
McDonald's, so I don't know.
yeah,
It's
if we're
been a
gonna
good
do it, bro,
15
then
years since I ate a
like a
burger
cut of
from there.
steak and shit. Like one cow can feed a family of 4 for a whole year, bro. You know what I mean? And when
But
you
that's what
look
I'm
at it like
saying.
that
Like
from
Tommy goes to the farm and they butcher it right there. And that's a whole nother ball game. That's what you should do. Buying it from the stores, you don't know what it is. It could be lab meat. It could
oh
be
yeah, well that's where I get mine.
it
I
could
go
be
to a
dog penis.
slaughterhouse.
You don't know what the
Hey,
fuck you're
and
buying.
when I go buy my meat and I walk in, bro, you gotta walk in right by where they got fucking the next cow in line.
We
If
don't
they got
have
one,
farms here. Like, and
it
we're
ain't
near
there
my
all the
area.
time, but
I gotta travel. Like, I don't even know, man. I probably have to go to Stores, Connecticut, where the farms are, or Farmington, Connecticut. That's where they have like tobacco and corn and. But yeah, I've never seen
okay.
no
Well,
butcher around here.
all right, let me flip the script on you then, bro. All right, let's forget about the meat, bro. What if I want to be a dairy farmer and I want to do milk cows and then I just have you know, females and they eat
That's
all
your
day
choice. Everyone has a
I
choice. And my
and then I
choice, I love the
hold
animals more than people
on. And then I
sometimes.
do milk and like butter and products from that. Don't you like milk and butter sometimes? Right?
Mm. I don't really drink milk, but
I mean, I don't either, but sometimes you need to bake a cake or fucking make some biscuits or do whatever you're doing, bro. You need some butter and some milk, butter and some eggs, bro. And
I'll
it
probably
is what
kill
it
a
is, bro. I
person
don't, you
faster
know,
than the
whatever with
animal.
anybody. I don't care what anybody says about food. I get it. I got all the same feelings about this and that, but I have a set right now in my position. I have a strict set of options to choose from, and unless I say fuck it, I'm gonna eat all fake food because I don't want to eat meat, then I don't eat anything real. Because I don't have, I get a couple vegetables here and there that are available, green peppers. I used to get potatoes, but the last time they made me sick, bro. I quit eating them. Things like that, bro. But other than that, I got the fucking, you know.
I
But if
never
I
ate
had my
bison.
choice,
I
like
would love to try some bison, man.
I used to get fish a lot, but the fish is so expensive even here in Louisiana now. Because
Yeah, you're
yes,
better to pay like $100, Groove, and like go out on a boat. I don't know if they have that in Louisiana, but here in
I don't even
Connecticut,
need
they
to
have
do
like
that.
in New
Really, I could
London, you
just
get on a boat for like $100 and it's all you can catch in the
I can
time.
walk in
And
my
and they'll
backyard and
cut it
catch
for
them.
you and everything.
I can, I mean, I can do all that almost to even blind. I could do that, but you know, it,
One guy had like 200 fish when I went
it's a
on the
lot of
boat.
work,
He
bro.
was
You go out
fucking
there every day.
stringing
It's
them
like,
in.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great when you catch them, but then when you go out there the next day and you don't catch shit, you're like, oh fuck, this just got real. I
But
know
yeah,
because I've been
200
starving and I've
fish.
had to go out there and try to wrangle up a couple just to eat, bro. I was hungry, and I go out there and
When
I
I
catch.
left from fishing, I had about 12 fish, and they cut them for me, and I froze them in the freezer, and they were nice cuts. Um, Man, I never went deep sea fishing. I tell you what, that boat
I
was
have.
rocking,
Well,
bro. I was sick as a
I
motherfucker. That shit was
I take
up
that
and
back.
down.
I've never been deep sea fishing. I've been fishing in the Gulf, so and we did
I only went
crabbing.
one time,
Hey,
and it was a diabolical experience, bro. I was sick to my stomach.
we went to Grand Isle, Louisiana, right on the Gulf Coast of the Gulf of Mexico, with 4 small little crab traps, basically like the size of like little dog kennels, right? And we threw some bait in there. I think it was like hot dogs or some shit. Threw them 4 crab traps in there, and we were there probably about 12 to 16 hours overnight, and we caught almost 100. We would caught 125 nice sized fat crabs out of them traps. And we came back and we fed fucking, I don't know how many people it was, bro. Probably 15 people, bro. We just
I
boiled them
want to
up.
try some bison.
It was a bachelor party. That's Louisiana bachelor party. And my friend got stung by a stingray in his foot. We had to rush him to the nearest hospital. It was apparently 2 hours away. He's sitting there, I'm dying, bro. He fucking got
But
stung and we poured ice water on it and that made it worse. You're supposed to pour warm water, like pee on it. Pee on it,
you
pain
said
goes
the
away.
guy. Sorry, I mean to cut you off.
I go,
Tommy
I'm done.
said you meet a guy in the alley but he's a butcher, right? That's what you were saying.
Who?
I've never eaten bison. I would try it. I've eaten venison. That was pretty good.
I mean, bison's the same thing as a cow when it comes down to it, bros.
My friend hunted it, and then they
I mean,
cut it
deer.
up.
I think deer are beautiful animals. I don't think it's right to let yahoos just run out and fucking massacring them motherfuckers in the woods. But people really enjoy that shit. I'm a fisherman. I'm not a hunter. I've
I
shot
would
guns.
enjoy hunting some
I shot.
pollies.
I went dove hunting with shotguns, and I went deer hunting, but I've never shot at a deer. We didn't see any. But I get the deer hunting experience. It's fun to get dressed up in a nice camo. You drive out to this land before it's still dark. You hunch down, bro, and you fucking got your coffee and your thermos, and you just sit and wait with your gun, bro, and it's intense. It's like watching a movie for a good 3-4 hours, and then you either see something or you don't. My whole thing is I like everything up until the point where once you shoot the animal, then you gotta fucking drag that motherfucker and you gotta fucking deal with the fucking carcass before it rots on you and fucking, you know what I mean? It's a lot of work at that point to clean animal or bring it somewhere and fucking it's whatever, but it's just
Don't you
not my
gotta have a
thing.
hunting license, and then you gotta ask
We
the
got
state for permission? Like,
you got
fuck that,
everything.
man. Even when you fish, you gotta have a license. I remember when I was
I
younger,
mean,
I
you gotta
never
have it
had a
to
fishing
fucking drive a
license.
car, bro. I mean, you gotta have it to fucking almost. You gotta have it to fuck your woman, fucking. A marriage license.
You
I
gotta
mean,
ask government daddy for permission.
it's fucking what it is.
I never had a fishing license when I was younger. Never. I don't
I had
ever
it a couple
remember no
times.
cop stopping me.
I got a hunter safety
No,
card and from the Department of
that's
Wildlife
just
Fisheries.
corny, man. We're supposed to be a free country, and we gotta ask for permission. Like, if someone owns land and they say, "Hey, Chuck, you can go hunt on my land," you still gotta have a hunting license. Like, fuck that, man. It's all about profit, man, and control. I'm sick and tired of the
Yeah, well,
government.
you just got to figure out where you can fucking get in, where you can have your little fucking say so and whatever matters you want to fucking get
Who
in
the fuck
on.
are they to tell me what to do? You
There
know?
you go.
I'm not no rapist. I don't murder people for nothing. I don't fucking,
Hope not.
you know? I think rapists should be shot on sight,
Better have a reason at least you're
especially
gonna make.
chomos. Especially chomos. They're getting fucking 6 months in prison, and I violate probation and get 2 years. I mean, what the fuck's going on in this world? For real. A sexual predator should be shot in the fucking dome on sight. Execute. That's just my opinion.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said sexual predators and on children should be shot on sight. To me, that's the worst crime you could ever commit. That's the most disgusting. Those people are sick in the mind, man. They're always preying on children.
Insane in the membrane. It's been on my mind to redo to remix a Cypress Hill song, and I wasn't quite sure which one I wanted to do, but I think I found one. I'm not gonna say
That
what
was
it
a
is
dope
yet.
song, yo. Insane in the membrane. That was a dope song. And I
Yeah,
like that other one Cypress Hill put out. It's
my favorite when it came on the scene, bro. That
bro,
fucking Latin lingo, bro. That's I like. I
that
still
album.
want.
I like Black Sunday, and I got him
Yeah.
on my phone right
Oh,
now.
bro.
What was
That's
that song? Name? Roll it up, light it up, smoke it up,
the
inhale.
first. Yeah, the first time I ever smoked weed in my life. It was just before I turned 19, and the movie Friday had just came out on VHS, DVD, whatever. It just came out on like home, and that was right before fucking that was Cypress Hill album. The first album was out, but not all the fucking hits from the bong and all that shit came out after. So I started smoking weed, and then just like the whole culture just became fucking Cypress Hill and fucking the corn and fucking it went crazy. So it's good times, man. And the movie Friday was like you know, revolution. I'm
My
trying to remember.
favorite
I don't.
movie was like How High. Remember How High? That was a funny movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, bro. Like, I want to say I saw Friday before I went back. I'd seen New Jack City when it came out, like in early '90 or whatever.
I remember that.
But Menace to
Friday was one of my
Society
favorites.
and
Friday was
Boys
a
to the
good movie.
Hood. I can't remember if I watched those before or after. I know they came out before Friday, I believe, but regardless. And the Dr. Dre's The Chronic, it came out a couple years before that. It's like,
How
dude,
about
the whole
Bone
got
Thugs?
weed
You
leaf
know,
on the
there's
fucking
two albums.
CD.
Bone Thugs, there's the East 1999, and then there's a EP they came out with Mr. Ouija.
Yeah.
It's called Something on the Come Up, Creeping on the Come Up. That's
Creeping
the
on Come Up,
EP.
yeah. Smoking Get Food, Smoking
Yeah, I love that
Chicken.
album.
Oh, bro, we used to ride around lowriders, bro, with fucking a wall of 415s, fucking smoking, fucking banging that shit, bro. All that shit. For the love of
Bone like
this fucking wall of
pioneered
woofers
that
is
sound,
banging.
yo. I think Bone was like the only ones that could get away with rhyming like that, like. And who else? E40 had a pretty crazy style, man.
What helped Bone definitely was when they affiliated with Eazy-E, and Eazy-E was involved in the production of that album, and the influence of them and Eazy. And at that time when Eazy had just been outed from fucking NWA, and this was he was creeping on the come up. That was Eazy. Eazy put that in there, bro. I know he did, because that's something that, and he's like, yeah, y'all creeping on, we creeping on come up. Because you ever
Eazy
heard
is
this?
alright.
You ever heard the story? I think what's his name? Crazy or Lazy, one of those two, tells a story about how they got the number and they called Eazy on the phone. They rapped to him on the phone, and he told him come out. 2 weeks later, and he came and saw him at a show, and he ended up signing him. But you look that story up, bro. On
Did you
YouTube.
hear the story of why they made the song Mr. Ouija? Because they actually were playing with Ouija boards.
I might have. I've watched a lot of their interviews and shit.
I seen it today. It was a game board, Ouija board, that they bought from Parker Brothers. I forgot who made it, and yeah, they said all sorts of stuff started happening. I don't know if I believe that, man.
I just like I like watching videos or interviews with musicians where they talk about like their origin stories, what got them in, and what was the break, and who did they, how did the thing go, and what also like insights on like how they talk about how they make the shit and what they do in the studio, and talk about production and any of that kind of shit.
The Gravediggers is dope. You gotta see that.
I'll listen to any artist. I listen to Taylor Swift talk about. I don't give a fuck, or anybody. I love listening to anybody talk about that shit. So I've watched a lot of interviews with rock bands, rap, all of it.
Gravediggers, the RZA's story on how they put Gravediggers together was dope. How he had the gold fangs, and how that all came to be, and they created the Gravediggers because he said we got to dig our people out of the mentally dead grave. So that's why you got the Grim Reaper, the Gatekeeper. What's the other one? Grim Reaper, Gatekeeper.
Well,
then
there's other
you got the
alternatives.
Resurrector. I forgot the other one.
I'm gonna be the fucking the poop emoji, I guess, on it. But there's other theories that say that them and all the other bands, that horrorcore and that whole genre and the whole theme.
Yeah, but who made that up? Horrorcore, right? RZA
Because
said he never called himself that.
Hold on, I'm about to tell you. Russell Simmons. It's the Russell Simmons connection.
Because they try to put ICP in that, and ICP, I don't, no disrespect to him.
Yeah,
but
and do you know about Russell Simmons? You know what he's doing right now. But you know more than that, right? Like Russell Simmons is living in, I think, France or one of those, Greece or one of those fucking countries.
Yeah,
over there.
isn't he the one who did Bat Farm and
It's got Chomo shit. Chomo.
Oh man.
Yeah, look it up.
Of course he does. Of course
and
he does.
Also another one, bro. It's fucking Africa Bambaataa. He's got Chomo.
Yeah.
But
It's not
Russell
funny,
Simmons,
but what's
bro.
his name?
Hey, they ain't much bigger names except for like when you say Clive Davis. I mean Russell Simmons, bro. It's right there, bro. Like a Quincy Jones.
There's
All this.
more too. Quincy
Oh,
Jones. There you go. There
wait.
you go. That's what I was
Check out
thinking
the
of.
Russell
Quincy
Simmons
Jones.
story, bro. It's legit, and it's he's living in another country right now, so he ain't got to answer to some shit. Check it out.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, it's all fucked up. So that whole horrorcore genre, because you remember, bro, there's a famous story. I can't remember. I think Professor Griff definitely talks about it. I used to listen to a lot of Professor Griff back in the day, talking about everything, and he talked about the big meeting, bro, in like 89, 90, where they got a bunch of hip hop fucking heavy hitters in a room to meet at this house, and was a bunch of fucking dudes in suits, and they had to sign papers saying, hey, if you go in this room, you got to agree that you'll never speak about whatever you
Wow.
hear and whatever you
Right then and
decide.
there,
And
I would have known to not sign that paper.
supposedly it's all about, like, that's when the private prison system, and it was all about, okay, you're hip hop, we're gonna finance y'all to do y'all's music and to do everything, you live your dreams, the cars, all of it, but we want you to promote this gangster shit because this is what's selling, and
Oh man. And
because
you
we're
gotta
making,
suck my dick in the
yeah,
process.
in the private prisons and the whole thing. So that's
That's
another and
crazy,
look,
man.
it's in the fucking, I know it's in the rock music and shit too, and the fucking, like,
It's in the contract.
I think the Seattle grunge thing was to purposely push the heroin. I think they were trying to make heroin a more of an epidemic, not just with the artists, but with the fucking fans and shit. I think they were, because look, bro, because the techno and the club scene definitely fucking worked on the psychedelics, bro. They fucking sold the shit out of that stuff in the club scene, but
Yeah.
motherfuckers
I
wasn't
remember.
crashing their whole
I
life
was
out
doing
of about
e-pills,
that shit.
acid
So
at
they had to
the
figure out
raves.
how to get more destructive drugs into these
I
cultures,
I was
and
doing
the rap,
e-pills dipped in acid. I was candy
yeah,
flipping, and then I was selling ketamine.
the rap and the rock, you can do the heroin and the fucking the rap, it's shooting each other, and the cocaine, and it's mostly the killing each other and the fucking selling out for the fucking money and the death, the root of all evil.
Tom, you said grave
Hey,
diggers.
bro,
I was in jail with a grave robber one time. They steal the casket and toss the body back in the pit and
and
resell them back to the funeral homes.
I'm gonna say this, bro. You could take an example like Cash Money Records or Master P and the No Limit thing, and you listen to their songs, and yeah, it's promoting fucking drug dealing, fucking killing,
But
fucking all of it.
look at Lil
Bitches.
Wayne. He said that they used to fuck him in his ass and he liked it.
So if
That's diabolical, man.
uh, yeah, but if I think back to that meeting in 1990 where they had the meeting in a room and they say, yeah, we need certain people here, y'all, to go out and certain different, look, you gonna do it there.
That's crazy,
Master
man.
P, he definitely fulfilled that plan, whether he was in on it or not. He saw an angle. He said, shit, I could do my own catalog of this and make my lick. And that's what he did, bro. And whether it fit right in with their plan, that's why it was kind of allowed to exist, because it got in where it fit in, but it wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's all about, like me, bro. Like I might make some techno songs, and I might make like a really hardcore drug sampling in it, where it's like, or I might promote something. That doesn't mean I personally promote. I just know that in the club scene, a song that has something, that's one of them songs that a DJ plays at like 2, 3 a.m., bro, and fucking it's the hardcore, and you fucking drop that bitch. So there's a purpose, right, to having that. But when your whole catalog is, I'm a drug dealer and I'm killing people,
That
and
shit
that was
gets
like
boring after a while,
it
man.
was
That's all rappers talk about.
everyone, bro. Everyone was the same.
Fucking boring after a while. You know?
That's
There's
why I like the
only,
old school shit.
you know, your whole album's about drug dealing and sneakers and like who gives a fuck? After a while, it's like shut the fuck up. Talk about something different. That's why I like Wu-Tang, man, because they would switch it up. It wasn't always the same thing over. Like, remember Jay-Z's album? That's all he would talk about. Is like,
I did find a song, bro. I don't know if I talked about this yet. You can stop me if I did, but I have this song that's been playing in my head that I heard off of a video game, right? That I used to play about 10 years ago. And I was for sure, I was like, I know I heard this when I had my PS4 and I was playing that basketball game. And so, anyway, I've been trying to figure out the song and I can't find it. But I found the song, but now I can't find what video game I heard it in. But anyway, the song is Big Sean Sacrifices. It's got the Migos. Anyway, that song is one that's got you need to listen to that shit again. It kind of fits that horrorcore, but not on a in your face kind of way. It's talking about the line in the song goes, when are y'all gonna understand I had to make sacrifices for this shit? Right?
What
But
type
anyway,
of sacrifice?
it's a cool
That's the
song, bro.
question.
Huh?
What type of sacrifice?
Right. It's a cool song. I recommend people check it out. I don't recommend premium rap songs, but that one I heard, I'm like, okay, I like that one. That one definitely fits the. It's a hit, for me. Anyway, bro, what other question you had? That was it about the. You need to get a digital recorder, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, get a boss. I'd look it up. I can't remember. Boss DA 880 or some shit. Let's see.
Yeah, I have to work on some music when I jump off of here.
And they got them with little CD-ROMs in them too, so you can load CD-ROMs with samples on them if you get some CD sample disc. You can get those cheap online, like eBay. You can order like a box full of them sometimes for like nothing, and load them bitches in, and you got samples, bro, that you can legally use for anything. Beat loops, fucking everything. You don't have to worry about getting somebody else's beat. You have your own shit right in front of you.
I know I sometimes like the beat that I just used for that song, I found it on YouTube. It said free on it, so I used it. And then I just give the guy credit. I put beat by, and then I might put his link. So then if people want to find his beat, they could just hit that link. It's only right to do that because, I used his beat, but hopefully no one else used that beat.
It's
And if they did, whatever, it's all good.
It might be the BR series. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The BR 1180. Or the 1600.
1600.
It's 16 track. The 1180 is 8 track. And
oh, that's what the RZA talks about. The RZA be like he got a 48 track mix board. Okay.
Look up the 1600. I think they got a 1200 that might be good too. But the 1600 for sure has the CD and everything. That's the one you want. And look at the price. They do have a 1200, I think. Let's see. Yeah, they got a 1200 too. It's a 12 track. And I think the 1200 might have a different kind of sound quality or something, but 12 or the 1600, you can't go wrong, bro. Get you one of those. There's a USB port on the 1200. Sampler import, audio export, and WAV format. Compatible with Mac OS and Windows ME 2000 XP. Yeah, bro. You get you a little old school desktop on the side and run XP on it. You can just do some little sample loading and uploading and saving on your backup. But yeah, bro, with a computer, you'd be good, bro, with one of these boxes. That's what you need, bro. I'm telling you, bro, look, if I've ever told you anything, get one of those boxes, learn how to use it, and it'll change everything. You feel me?
Yeah.
Your whole life will change. You won't be talking about none of this bullshit anymore. You'd be like, oh, bro, I'm fucking loving this box, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It sounds good too, bro. It has my friend, when he brings his tracks over to play in my studio, like I basically run his box straight into my mix board, and I'll add some extra EQ work. I got a multi-band EQ on my mixer, which adds a little bit flavor on the top end, polishing, and it sounds fucking ready to be fucking pressed on a CD or a record, bro. It's all good quality. So if you get sounding good in that box, nice, and you don't have to have all the bass you want in it. I can do that when I'm talking about when I do this final EQ. That's when I'll turn my good mix board EQ up. I'll crank that bitch, and you'll get that real good boom at the end. See, my tracks aren't mastered. Everything I do on my videos, those are all unmastered. So I can still run those back through a mastering process, and
Yeah, but they sound excellent.
yeah, you retain the sound quality, even if you do more processing, way better than if you start with a digital. But see, in your box, bro, in that little box, that recorder, you could get CD level recordings all in the box, bro. Professional. You can print CDs with that motherfucker. For real, I'm telling you. If I'm lying, I'm dying, bro. You can come back and say, you full of shit, bro. That box sucked. I'm telling you, bro. And look up the price. Did you see how much they cost? Look it up on see what the eBay price is, or if you don't like eBay, you can look on a site, reverb.com. They're both good, legit. If you come from a United States seller, you all good.
Yo, this shit says, no, I'm listening to you, but I'm looking at this map, and it says the city of Mexico and New Spain. That's interesting. Anyway. Where's Puerto Rico?
I mean,
Puerto Rico.
For the price of a fat bag of weed, bro, you can buy one of those boxes. I'm telling you. Watch. Let me
You
see how
said it was
much.
by Boss, right?
Boss BR 1200, or you can say 1200 CD on the end. That's the model number price. Brand new, it was a $3,000. It came out in like 2001, and at Guitar Center, it would have been a $3,000 item. It was the first studio in a box in hardware format before DAWs. Like, they had Pro Tools, but this was like the hardware. Boss was trying to compete with. He's trying to make a hardware version of where Pro Tools was at during that turn of the century. So it's the best. It's the peak of hardware components, electronics, and technology before everything started like slowly starting to taper off into what we have now, which is all like plugins, and everything's basically a cheap little computer that just runs a little fucking graphic app that gives you a nice screen, and you go, oh look, it can do everything, and it's like, yeah, but it all sounds the same because it's the same base. It's the same base platform. It's shitty little electronics, and not these beefy capacitors and fucking like real like in guitars they used to rave over what they used to call bumblebee resistors and capacitors, and they had a distinctive look to them and a distinctive sound, and certain potentiometers have a better tonal quality to them. So you miss all that with this new shit we got. Anyway, buy that machine, bro. I'm telling you. Let me see what the price is. What is 2000 price? Boom. Survey says, don't worry about Amazon. I wouldn't buy it on Amazon. I'd buy it either eBay from a good seller or one of these, like Musician's Friend. If they had it, you could buy from them. There's another place called Perfect Circuit. They're like a small reseller shop, but they have in-house technicians. And they guarantee anything you buy from them, and they'll do trade-ins. Okay, here's Reverb. Let me see what Reverb price is. This is a good, accurate indication of what the actual market is. Let's see. They're saying 0 listings here. Gotta be at least. Oh wait, here we go. None on Reverb. Wait, here we go. Here's something. Yeah, the average price on Reverb is between $140 to $240, and that'll probably depend on whether it comes with extra disc. Sometimes they come with extra hard drives, external components, extra. You can get, if they had a screen option, the price has definitely went up on it since December. They're catching on. In the last 3 months, it's went from 180 average to 260 average. So I'm telling you, bro, it's a good machine. The 1200 and the 16, let me see what the 1600 is on here. They might have one of those. But it's a 12 track, the 1200, and then
The 1200.
find one on eBay. And if it breaks, you can get it fixed, bro. You find an old electronic technician and work on all that shit, bro. Ain't a thing. They cheap, you buy 2 of them, you need a backup. Sometimes you'll find them pawn shops. Pawn shops will be reselling them, which is not a terrible option if you can get a good price and get a guarantee. At least when you get it, you want to immediately check everything out, check all the buttons, make sure the screen is showing all the characters and it all is acting what you would expect. And if it's all good, bro, you good. And take care of it, it'll take care of you. Here's Reverb. Okay, they got a 1600 on here. $80 gig hard drive in the box.
I mean, not really a lot, but
$300, bro, for the 1600.
actually 80 gigs ain't bad. That's pretty good.
You don't need that much for, yeah, it's perfect, bro. It's a good seller, looks like. For $300, I'd if I had $300, I'd swoop it out. Let's see, they got other ones here. They got the smaller ones. Yeah, people have been buying them, bro. You can't beat it, bro, for the money, bro, what it does. I'm telling you, you need to buy that shit if you want it. Don't fuck around, bro. You snooze, you lose. I'd have never, here's a true story, bro. I've told it before, but maybe not to you. I would have never made the leap from being a music lover, listener. Like I had the car audio in my cars. I had it in my house, where I had Serum Vegas in my house, and I had kicker speakers in my cars, bro. And I used to fucking love listening. I never would have made the jump to be a DJ or to be playing drums or to be doing the keyboard drum machine production thing if I hadn't walked into a pawn shop, or no, if I hadn't accidentally ordered records when I didn't have a record player. And then I walked into a pawn shop and I saw 2 Techniques turntables in there for just the right amount of price, and I had no other option. What I went for, I bought and didn't work, and I had to get a refund. And I'm like, well, fuck it. What else am I gonna buy? I was like, I'm gonna just fuck it. I said, fuck it. And I said, I'm gonna buy them, and if I don't like it, I'll just get rid of it later. I bought them, bro, and it changed my life forever, bro. That one day in that pawn shop, bro. True story. And from there, bro, I've met other people in the game around town that changed my life. My DJ mentor, I met through a guy through eBay that was in Texas who knew a guy in Denham Springs where I live, bro. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he's got records for sale right around the corner. Here's his number. I called him up. Best friend, bro. I just talked to him last week, bro. And he lives in Florida now, but lifelong friends, bro. 25 years of just random this and that, bro. So I'm telling you, bro, you need to buy one of the machines, bro. It's time. You've been talking about it long enough. I'm telling you exactly what you need. Hey, $300, bro. It'd be the best. You'll love. It'll be the best $300 you ever spend in your life, bro. You know what I mean? Right now. You can look up Facebook Marketplace. You can find them too, bro. People just offload them on there. That's what I was.
I'm gonna definitely look them up, and I'm gonna look into a microphone. Also.
And dude, if you buy one, I'll make you this deal. If you buy one of those digital recorders, and you start putting your songs on there, and you got your vocal on that recorder, when you get a whole album on there of vocals, and you're like, yeah, I really don't like the music, but I like where my vocals are at. And I'll invite you to my house, bro. You bring your box over, we plug it into my studio, and we'll sit here and we'll do all the music for your album. And you'll have your vocals all done, and you can do freestyle shit or whatever you want to do over the top of it. You know what I mean? Buy one of them and you get your album where you want it on there. And you could take that bitch anywhere and plug it in. And it's right there, bro. You ain't got to worry about nothing. As far as like lining up and, you know what I mean? You have your best work. You carry it around with you.
I would definitely love to go to Louisiana.
Bro, you buy one of those machines, bro, and you figure it out, you'll love it so much you will buy two of them. Trust me. I want two 808s right now because I like mine so much. And it's not even, the 808 is just legendary, but it's not really like, it doesn't do a lot. It doesn't have a whole lot, you know, but what it does, it's legendary for it. And so, but I want two of them just because the machine itself is like, I rely on it so much and it's such a staple and everything for a certain reason. You'll want to have two of them. And that's how my boy was. He was a guitar player. He doesn't know how to figure out shit. He don't like fucking with gear, nothing. If it's a guitar pedal, he'll stomp on it and twist a couple knobs. I got him using one of those amp modelers right now, and he's okay with that. But it's a really good one for somebody who doesn't like to. It's got good presets, and he knows how to tweak it a little bit. But other than that, bro, he got one of those recorders, that Boss. He got the 1200, and yeah, he loves it. He's making songs on it immediately. It's like, yeah, dude, I already made my first beat on it.
Immediately.
Yeah, I remixed one of his songs. He raps. I think I did one song so far, maybe two. It's Fletcher, Jay Fletcher. His name, but he's the guy that plays guitars too. Whenever you hear a guitar on my shit, that's usually him. We got a bunch of cover songs in mind. We want to do some Depeche Mode and all kind of shit, but we can't ever totally get in on it. We got with that 9 Inch Nails that I did. He played the bass guitar on that bitch. I think he fucking rocked it. I can't remember
Bass
which.
Guitars are pretty awesome.
Head Like a Hole, when the last Head Like a Hole remix I did on my channel, he's playing the guitar, the bass guitar live. It's all one take. He just started playing, and you see me playing the song, but he's in the background playing the bass guitar behind the camera at the same time, yeah. And it came out good. And then there's a guitar part that we added onto it, separate, where he layered it, the guitar over the top. So anyway, that's how it's done, bro. You get a digital recorder, you can do that. You find a guitar player around you, he can come right in and lay it down, bro. And it's studio quality right there, bang. And once you got it captured, you're good. You make a copy and then you manipulate the copy file. Keep one as a backup, the original sample. And then you build your sample library. And then every time you want to make a beat, you go to your library and it's all your samples. And then you go to your vocal hooks, you fucking like HURYKANE's got all those, yeah, hey, all that kind of shit, background stuff, rhythmic stuff. You put that in a sample file.
Yeah, I download sound effects too. That's pretty genius. I do it too.
You gotta make your own. Best way to make your own. Put more of you in the music. I got some samples of me saying shit like bass line, and don't stop. And then I got another one that says feel the groove. And then I say in the groove one time. I don't like when I say in the groove, but I got some captures of other people who shout me out in chats. In the groove. And I capture those and I put those in samples and pitch them down and shit. Sampling, bro. That's what sampling is life. You got to capture those moments in everything I'm listening to in the daytime. Every podcast, sometimes I might say a little sentence here and there, or they get in a stream of fucking talking about something, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a sample. I heard bars. You know what I mean? Bars. Anytime somebody says bars, you say, whoop, you go over there, you hit pause, you back it up a good 20, 30 seconds, you set your sampler up, you hit record, and you play that bitch back, and you capture it. You're like, yep, got them samples. And then you get the sampler out, and you one hit all those little sample parts, and bang, put it in a song, and there it is.
What time is it?
Yeah. Time for you to go find a digital recorder, bro.
True. And
Get
I
off
need
here.
to eat some.
Yeah, go do your research. Find you one. Find out how you fucking flip a script, bro. Go fucking suck a dick, bro. Get you $300, and then order that bitch, and you'll be the best dick you ever sucked for, bro. Because as soon as you get that bitch, it's gonna change your life. I'm telling you. Especially if you buy like that good one. It's got the book with it. You know it's all gonna work, and it's got some discs that you can play around. You can figure out how. I'm telling you, bro, you'll be in hog heaven again. Or if you ain't never had nothing, bro, like that. So
hog heaven. I never heard that before.
It's like happier than a pig and shit. You've heard that, right?
Yeah.
Hog heaven right there, bro. Pig and shit. Wallering around, happy as a mother.
Pigs love doo doo.
Pigs are charming fucking animals, bro.
You ever hunt a wild boar?
No, but we have them out here.
Good hunting.
We have them out here, and they'll bust fences and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
I know in Texas they hunt them. There's tons of them. That Mexican OT, that rapper, he put a head of a boar in his trunk with the horns. He hunted it, I guess. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm about to jump off here in a minute.
Yeah, me too, bro. I gotta charge my phone.
My phone's dying too.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. If you need, I mean, you got my email, right? My music channel, intergroupmusic@gmail. If you need any further consultation on the digital recorder, you need me to find you a couple videos that might
write this down. It's In the Groove, spelled just like your channel.
Yep. But it's spelled just like my channel, In the Groove Music, not mixes, but music, the one with the music on it. All
so
one
put
word.
In the Groove Music at Gmail.
Yeah, all one word, no space in between on the Gmail.
All right.
Yep. So if you email me, like I'll give you my phone number, and if you need, if you're serious about getting one, you say, hey, bro, check this out, or what's it do? Will I be able to do this, or you know what I mean? I'll help you out if you want to buy one, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That.
All right, bro. Yo, peace out, chat. Later.
Peace, man. Thanks for the information. Beady beady bing bong. All right, everyone, man. This has been fun. And It's been a good 3 hours. I was only going to go live an hour, but I ended up doing 3. I always do that, but it was worth it. Have a good evening, everyone. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Yeah, I'll probably be live in the morning. What's good, Boji? But yeah, I'll be live in the morning. Anyone's not doing anything? Yeah, I'm gonna try some bison, man. Ever since I never knew you could buy bison, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I wonder if it tastes like venison. What if you were to eat some elephant? Did anyone ever eat a lion? In Africa, they eat monkeys, yo. That's wild. I watched a video where they were killing monkeys and carrying them on. They would tie their arms and carry them like a backpack. Bitty bitty backpack. Yo, on these old maps, it says right here, Terra Australia is for where Antarctica's allegedly. So that's huge. I always known Australia was a part of Antarctica, the real Antarctica. But peace out. Camel? I don't know. They eat a lot of camel out in like the Muslim countries and stuff. They eat a lot of camel out there. I don't know. But have a good evening, everyone. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the AM. Peace to the gods.